arm probably wouldn't be able to interfere. If you want to try to kind of use both, you can risk the chance, but up to you.
I'll swing one hand and recklessly attack the satyr.
Okay.
And I'm going to try again.
That'll be it.
As you hit the satyr, you see no, wait! As he begins to bleed, he just watches, he looks at his arm, and then his eyes like glow this like bright, menacing green, and then he starts to cry. He's like, "Why did you do that for?" All right, so that brings us to our little buddy. Detrimental effects right now. Oh no, he still got blessed. Who cast bless? That's was that Max?
Probably. Maybe.
Oh no, it was Allie. It was Allie. It was you. It might have been. Was it yours? Theirs? It was you or Allie? I think
it was Allie. Yeah, because I don't have it. I've
Yeah,
got
you
the buff,
cast
but
it,
I don't have
James.
the player concentration.
Actually, it might be Max too. Max has it, don't you? You have bless.
Yeah, I do.
I cast Bane.
Oh no, it was
Yeah,
Max. Max has it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's from Max. Okay, so he is gonna look. You watch as he takes his spear and he's gonna slam it on the ground, and you watch as these runes that are engraved into his metal spear start to like grow hot, fiery red, and it just starts to kind of glow. It's very similar to like the heat metal effect, but very centralized to the spear. He will then. Matt.
Why you do this?
He's gonna reach out to you, looking very desperately.
Is he friendly? I'm confused.
He's friendly, but he's also hurt a little bit.
Okay.
As Louis determined, he's likely a half fiend.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me? What the fuck?
Uh-huh.
Friendly my ass.
I mean, you could choose to fail. It could be beneficial.
Well, I think that doesn't work because that's almost a max roll on a max bless with a +7 modifier. So fuck you.
Oh, you was there.
He kind of reaches out to you. You feel this emotion in your head. He's trying to convince you that you need to keep him safe and come to his aid. However, it falls upon deaf ears. He doesn't seem menacing. He just seems scared and trying to make you be his bodyguard. But you do not fall under the effects of the spell.
He was trying
He's
to
like,
pull a Lula.
Help! Pretty much, except very poorly. And then he'll take that and he'll kind of he'll shoot up 30 feet. He can fly fast. I'll only go 30 feet. He can fly 60. Of course, I think it's wrong. Okay. That is its turn. Allie. Seeing the now enraged satyr, she's gonna turn back to you, Gronkum. She's like, "Don't touch it!" And she's gonna go ahead. She's already doing a concentration. Oh no, that's not even a concentration spell. Let's see. So she dropped him. She's gonna take step back. Gonna look at you, Gronkum. Is that ready? Poop. Okay. she's just gonna go ahead and we'll save that spell slot. She's got Bane up. She's gonna go ahead and use her whip for a strike. She's gonna hold a spell. Vessia sitting in the bubble. Where are you at? Oh, you're on the ground. Are you flying up in there too? Or no.
No, I believe currently on the ground.
Okay. Actually, I didn't get this one. Not quite yet. Okay. In the bubble, she is going to go ahead. And you watch her, she starts to make some hand movements, and you watch as it kind of fills up with this purplish smoke, and she becomes harder to see. All right.
Bubble's still flying away?
Is what?
Bubble's still flying away?
The things that flew above you?
No, the bubble.
Oh, the bubble? Thank you. Yeah, she did go up again. So another 60 feet. She knocked off more room.
I'll go get her.
Actually, no, not 60 feet, only 15 feet. Because she did action.
I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
Teleport on top of the bubble. And then using my flight, I'm going to try and push the bubble back down.
So interesting enough, as you teleport to the top of the bubble, you are not the only person currently resting on top of the bubble.
Oh. Who else is currently resting on top of the bubble?
A tiny little baby phoenix is currently just sitting on top of it, like pecking at it. Peck, peck.
Hey there, little guy. Want to help me push this?
It starts pecking at it, like peck, peck, peck.
Well, here's hoping the bubble isn't vulnerable to pecks.
All right, so that
She'll
anything
try
else?
and
Yeah. Okay.
she'll try and put the bird on her shoulder and then push the bubble down.
Roll an animal handling check.
Can I argue advantage at all?
Nope.
Is a 10 sufficient?
As you try to grab it, it just kind of like hops out of the way. Like every time you try to grab it, it's just kind of sitting there. It like pecks your hand a little bit. Doesn't seem afraid of you, but it doesn't want to be picked up. It just kind of hops around and pecks at the bubble.
She'll just go to push the bubble back down.
Okay, so you go to push the bubble down, so it goes back down 15 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't believe so. It's movement and action.
And you use your free action to talk to the birdie.
And saying, I've got her. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Max.
This
You
is
do
choice.
know also, Max, the last time you saw the larger fiend, it was running off to the northwest, but it's running away at a ridiculous speed because Theris put the fear of his god into it.
Alright. So in other words, I need to go up for this guy's ass.
Roll a perception check unless you get... Do you get advantage on any hearing perception checks? Not on this character, right?
No.
Yeah, so just roll a perception check.
Da-da. That's higher than I had before.
Yeah, you'd have been too engaged before, so you didn't hear Allie yelling out.
Okay. So, let's see. Don't really have anything else to use. Let's see. Just hit him with the sword. That'll work. You know, that always works. Pardon. He has enemy, right? Just double check.
He has what?
He is an enemy, right? Double
That's up to you
checking.
guys. That's up to your friends.
I wasn't here last session, so I don't know if it's supposed to be hitting this guy or not.
He's a yellow token as neutral, if it helps you.
Okay,
That's
so
the
have
DM.
I seen him attack our party?
Oh, yeah, he's been fighting with Ali, and Gronkum's been trying to hit him a couple. Gronkum's actually the first person to actually hit him.
Oh, so
Yeah,
and
you
Dark
saw
Lady, is
Gronkum
she over
swinging
there?
around. No, she's in a bubble. You can't currently see her. You can see the bubble, and Ari's on top of the bubble, kind of pushing it down up in there. They're
Okay,
currently
so
30 feet up in there.
Allie and Gronk have been hitting this guy. I guess I'll try to help. Why am I attacking with? Oh, disadvantage. Why am I attacking with disadvantage? Is that supposed to be that way?
Let me check.
Oh, you still have the unconscious on you. That's why.
You were asleep.
Oh,
You're okay now.
No bell.
I'm
Roll
still
again.
hit, so. Oh,
Oh, never mind. If you got it, did you drop a 20 or anything? No, you're fine.
I dropped to 13.
I think that'll do. I hate Bless, by the way. Saying it.
Some would say. That's my damage.
Alright.
No bell. Out of curiosity,
Huh?
after the session, would you be able to assist me with the IT problem?
Potentially. It depends on how brain dead I am and how hard the problem is. But I can try.
Alright.
Let me check this. So at the end of your turn, Max, the satyr is going to use a legendary action.
Oh, dear God.
Let's see. Where are you?
He's gonna make his dance, isn't he? Just like last time.
No, some of you are immune to his pipes right now. So if you didn't get put to sleep, you're immune to the pipes for 24 hours. However, we are doing... It's back at you, Max.
Let me
He's
double
going to
check that.
make a ram attack against you.
Ram attack.
You look at him.
Right?
He's like, "You dare strike Zerg Fiend?" And then he's gonna headbutt you.
You dare what?
Ooh, natural 19.
His name is Zergfiend.
Mhm.
That's great.
Phone, I don't care. Shut up.
That is a total of 21 points of bludgeoning damage as his horns just smack into your chest. Thankfully, your armor magical doesn't give way. Probably the only thing saving you.
That freaking hurt, guys.
Yeah, that's
You should not have hit a Zergfiend.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Can I just, like, for funsies, make a roll to see, like, who I'm intimidated more by between the creature currently laughing and the strange man headbutting my friend?
Roll an insight check.
Who's everyone who passed the save out of curiosity?
I think William, Max. Jeff, did you fall asleep? I think you fell asleep.
Yeah,
too,
I
and
fell
then-
asleep.
Yeah, so I think everyone else was okay. I recall. I think only 3 people failed. So it's William, Deft, and Max that are not immune to it. You have a pretty robust group when it comes to saving.
Yes.
Alright.
The tougher I make you, though, and the tougher you guys get, and the better you get, the harder I get to go. So it's all good.
Hold on, wait. We didn't consent to that.
And if I push too hard, you have a rod of make it better.
Rod, make it better.
I'm
New
gonna
official name
feel
for it?
so bad if it breaks the first time you guys use it. I'd laugh and cry for you at the same time.
It really depends on who the first person to have it used on them is.
That's true.
Will depend on whether or not it breaks immediately.
It will break on William, and he'll be the first person. Out of the luckiest of you, he shall
I don't
fail.
know. I mean, Wolfgar is a pretty strong candidate.
This is also true. Bloodhunters are kind of notorious for getting killed. I don't see many high level ones, but
You don't see many of them in general.
all right. So You look around. Currently, the creature laughing on the ground doesn't. It seems scary, and it seems like it's probably very threatening. However, it currently seems a little bit indisposed of. You're not sure for how long. However, the creature that headbutted Max, his eyes are like glowing a bright green, and like his features are starting to kind of move, like his hair's starting to move a little bit on its own. And he seems decently angry, but you also see he is crying still.
Yeah, okay, I go towards this one.
Yeah,
I will.
It's like a
do
little
a hit.
panpipe.
I have advantage because of prone, right?
Yeah, he's got, and it's already applied. He's got 2 types of bad things on him.
Yeah. Give him a smack.
Thankfully, you dropped
Damn.
that one.
Thankfully.
Alright, so he gets your sneaks attack.
Sneaks attack. Incoming.
Oh, you're up to 5d6 now? This is getting
I have
That-
60.
those
Four
game
ones. 4 ones. No.
Mm.
That's okay.
The rip.
He does get a save. Hold on. Let me force this for William.
I did like no damage too.
Hey, it's still not bad, but yeah, total potential no. Hideous laughter. Yep, he still failed. He's still laughing.
And another one.
Oh, he
Another
did.
natural one.
That's right. Allie baned those creatures, so they have. You guys are like the positive spectrum, and they're in the negative spectrum.
I mean, it's your fault you're playing Ollie, so.
Yeah, that keeps happening to me, and I need to stop with the. I did something else with one of our last encounters that did something similar too.
Slow.
Yep, that was what it was. Thank you.
I rolled max damage on that one.
That was pretty impressive. Oh, he gets one more roll. Hold on.
Nice.
He's rolling for shit. Okay. It's the end of his turn, so he gets one more.
3 rolls. Does he get on the third?
Still fails. That he rolled a -4 on Bane. It brought him down to a 7. Okay. The baby phoenix is going to look up at you, Ari, and it's going to kind of like flutter its wings out and kind of show off a little bit. It is going to make a charisma check. Hold on. Ooh. That's 12 with a -2. That's a 10. You watched. It looks like it's trying. It's gonna need some work. Gonna need some.
Still a baby.
It's not a performer, to be sure.
She'll smile nonetheless.
It tries though. It tries the best it can.
We lost someone.
Really. Someone
Darwin
went
is
down.
gone.
We're good.
Oh,
Welcome back.
he's back. It's just gonna keep pecking at the orb.
You know,
He's
makes everything
helping.
okay.
William's asleep.
Pringles makes everything okay.
Wolfgart will use his action to wake William. And then he is going to, since his action, he's going to move over here. There. I'm not sure if he's back there.
Shit, sorry, I'm back. How long you been waiting?
Nope. It like literally just became your turn. You
Good
have perfect
timing,
timing.
Okay, is any of our people almost dead that I need to take care of?
Well,
Nice.
Wolfgard is always almost dead.
That's
Hurt,
normal.
man.
Max is hurting pretty bad. He got headbutted in the chest by the satyr that he smacked, and then apparently is not very happy.
What happened? I heard that there was a little pecker on top of the thing. That's the last I heard.
Yeah, there's a phoenix with Ari on top of the resilient sphere that she's currently in.
Is it
or
being
Tessie's
lowered
in.
or held where it is?
What was that?
Is it being lowered or is it kind of staying where it's at?
She raised it, so she went from 30 feet to 45, and then Ari dimension doored up and pushed it down 15. So it's currently remaining at that. The baby phoenix didn't really move it; it's just kind of hanging out on top of it because it was kind of cool and glowy looking, and it makes a fine nest. Deft has been stabbing the one on the ground. It's still laughing its butt off.
Okay, so and the satyr, it's just being attacked by everybody else.
Gronkum and Max are currently attacking it. Allie was yelling something about it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of more of a playful fighting until Max did it, and that was kind of its first actual attack. Until then, it had not actually struck anyone.
He hurts.
Okay, everybody's injured though, some aren't they?
I think there's some decent injuries, but the only two people that are like in bad shape are Max and Wolfguard.
No, I haven't used this yet, so it's up to 6 people.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all green. I suppose I can win through. And most everyone has at least some.
Ari's the least injured.
Yeah, Gronkum's got a good chunk.
So I'll go to use my mass cure wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, thank you.
And then I'll use my bonus action to swing with the spiritual weapon.
All right. It's a hit.
Well, with 3 less because it doesn't have the spiritual weapon doesn't have the bless.
Oh, let's see, 21
18.
versus 18. Oh yeah, his AC's 13.
Okay.
He's not a very robust combatant.
And that's mine.
All right. So on his turn, Gronkum's arm is now going to make an action. Gronkum, I would like for you to make a athletics check, please. And if you're raging, I believe you are, that would be an advantage. And that's going to be versus Allie. Oh.
Miss Allie's trying to stop him.
So you watch as Gronkum, your arm jets for Allie's throat to kind of grab at her. And you just watch the arm go through, and then she's just gone. And she's like, just sitting on the other side of the arm looking at it like, are you okay? Shoulder 21.
No, my arm not controlled by me.
You kind of hear the satyr smirk, and then he is going to go ahead and how about he watches, he pulls out this strange looking sword, and he's going to go ahead and take 2 swings at you, Matt.
Oh. Oh no.
14 points of damage.
Well, there was that healing.
Second one. That's a miss.
Thank
It
God.
kind of strikes the shield. It's like, you're not a very nice man.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's like I don't remember what happened last night.
Before you go, Gronkum. Nope. Okay. Go ahead, Gronkum.
Gronkum is going to do the same thing he did last time. Reckless attack. Swing his greatsword one-handed at the satyr.
Okay.
And I believe that's the same roll I got on my first attack last time.
You're one shy. He's a pretty quick little bastard, though. He does not like your sword.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'll do. It doesn't take much. Okay. Wait. Why?
Because you made my armor attack myself.
Alright, so the sphere is glowing. He is quite intrigued by this. Not often do you get a chance to have such fun. He's going to take 2 blasts with his fire ray. That is 6 points of damage. And then 13 points of damage. Allie gonna kind of look up at you, Gronk, and she's like, "It's one of those fey thingies. I forget what they're called. I really miss my book right now." It's like, but once you hit them, they can hit back. Like, what can we do to make Gronkin more Gronkin? Actually, what I can't. How about she'll drop back. Use a force bolt. Natural 20. You know, if you guys ever wanted to sell her off to someone, I mean,
She's our intern. We can't get rid of her.
Yeah, it's in her contract.
I hate my NPCs.
Ooh.
Someone roll a d4. First one wins. 2.
I like dropped my d4.
Nice.
Oh! Thankfully, you rolled first, stuff.
We are level 9, correct. Had to think about that for a second. That is 22 points of force damage. He just kind of looks torn up and very, very, very bad shape. She kind of just like nudge Wolfgart. Up you go.
Another 15 feet up.
60. She's gonna use everything. More space.
Does that take into account that her flight is effectively at half speed?
Yeah.
Right. So
it's
she
already
goes
at half speed.
another 60, or she goes up to 60?
She goes up to 60 total, not 60.
Okay.
So she was at 30, so she went up of 30 total.
Mhm.
With all of her stuff. But that's it.
Well, I'm going to use my movement and action to dash and fly this thing back down 30 feet.
The bird seems very confused by this process.
I think the bird is mainly along for the ride at this point. Hannah, this would have been a wonderful time to have Expeditious Retreat. Figures the moment I choose something else, that's when it becomes relevant. Yeah, no, that
Any
is
other things you want to do?
all I can
You still got a
realistically
free
do
action.
here. Yeah, no, there's not much I can realistically do with my bonus right now.
All right. Very injured paladin.
It hurts. It hurts. I'm gonna use lay on hands and heal 5, 10, 20 points basically. I'm not gonna spam in chat, so.
Okay.
So. 1 second. Alter this. 20. I'm basically using the rest of my lay on hands. And yeah. That's
All right.
Ow, this guy hurts.
At the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action, and he's just cheating, here, and he's going to.
I'm gonna say I'm not cheating.
He's gonna headbutt you again.
You bastard!
This is so dumb.
He just goes to run into your chest, and it's just like, bam, and he kind of like shakes back, like, oh. Yeah,
I'm not cheating.
he's kind of lost his pep, so to speak.
Bastard.
All right, Deft, what you got?
I'm just, I'm looking at this guy and he's laughing and I'm stabbing him and I'm starting to feel kind of bad. And I look at literally everybody else just killing this poor man who made me dance. And he's a funny little goat man. I don't know what's going on. And I look at Ari and she's just up there fighting a bubble. And I'm just having a moment here. Like, what? How did I get here?
I don't know what's going on either, so you know.
I'm just gonna look back at this guy like I'm so sorry, and I keep stabbing him.
You know.
All right, go ahead. Hopefully your sneak attack will be better this time.
Well, it's
Yeah, that
automatic
works.
critical, isn't it?
Not.
Is that roll she made not hers?
What's that?
What?
You had to roll. You said whoever got the D4 first get it, and you rolled criticals.
Oh no, that's for Allie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Allie's gets all her stuff.
That's better.
That's the opposite of your last.
That's a 37. Okay.
There's
Sure.
the rest of your roll.
Uh-huh. And he'll make his roll.
Oh, hold on. That's right. Yeah, that's a good one too. He has stupid luck when it comes to this. Like his
Good. I'll hit him
What did that
again.
D4 roll?
This is really sad. I'm so sorry.
You're just stabbing him to death, and he's just like laughing, gargling in his own
Every
blood
time
right now.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Not
He just
sorry.
keeps failing
I bet
too.
those D4s are
Okay, yeah.
being clutch right now because those are close.
And it's not even that. So he had, just to give you an idea, he has magic resistance. He's rolling at advantage. He keeps losing because of Bane. So he rolled a natural 19 with a -1 typical modifier, and he rolled a -4 for Bane.
The hard rip.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, he can't do anything else, so he's just going
I
to roll.
feel so bad.
Yeah, he's just laughing it up. The baby phoenix kind of looks around. Keep watching the show.
Like
William
select
is
7
now
Stooges
awake.
over here.
William doesn't like there being other tiny people around. There's only enough for. It's like, do we need to keep it?
Yes, it is small and feathery and cute.
Yeah. All right, I'll catch it. And he throws a fireball. Oh shit. Oh no.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
As you watch William begin to cast the spell, as he's holding it in his hand, you just watch as it kind of flashes a bright green, and you just watch it explode next to his face. You see him laying still on the ground, covered in blood. He's reduced to 1 hit point.
Rip.
What happened?
He rolled a
Uh,
critical failure and
Oh, it
got
spilled
reduced
a
to
little
1
bit.
HP as a result.
Yep.
That's a very hard rip.
I mean,
Might as
he's
well
probably
have
got the
happened.
record for highest damage firebolt now. A 64 damage firebolt.
Before he goes down, you just see a thumb stick up, and then it goes limp.
I give him a salute.
I succeed. Ah. So yeah,
Isn't he a halfling?
Oh yeah,
Well,
right. He rerolls ones.
Halflings love.
Oh, hold on. Tis true. See, this is what happens when he doesn't play. He forgets to remind me how
I
creepy all this
completely
stuff
forgot
is.
about. Oh, Nobel, did you roll what his luck dice are as well?
I think I did. Let me see if I wrote them down. Yeah, I know what they are.
He's got
They
plus
don't
10.
help him in this occurrence. They help later, though. Let's see. So
I mean, they help if he doesn't want to watch.
we'll just step back and unless he does it again, then it's just going to be damn funny. All right, so that was a firebolt. What about that? Works better. Okay, much better.
He's
You just
64
watch
hit
his,
points back too, please.
it smacks the side of his face. Nice little burnt hole in the side of his head, and he just falls limp to the ground. Welcome. Your arm starts to shake, and you watch his vines start growing out of it.
Where are the vines going towards?
Right now, they're just kind of growing out of spaces in between the slats in the metal that kind of expand when things normally come out or when you've used any of the features in the past. Currently small. William and Stern, Wolfguard.
Don't forget to heal William.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I don't want to heal him. That would have been funny.
And he is currently still prone.
Okay. Oh, that would have gotten rid of the hideous laughter, too. All right. Wolfguard. Seeing the dead satyr. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Yeah, 30 feet. And what is he doing right now? He's got Crimson right on. He's got bow. Magic pips. What the heck is? Oh, that's. Oh, he was asleep. That's the immunity. I see. All right, he's gonna go ahead. Make a. Does he not have a melee weapon?
I refuse to believe Dark doesn't have a melee weapon with the amount of times he strips people for weapons.
He never equipped. I was like, he's got to have one. I know he does. All right, so he's gonna make a short sword attack against this guy. That's still a hit. He has little sneak attack damage. And 9 points of damage. And There's.
So we've just got the demon and the chick in the bubble, correct? The satyr's down.
Yeah, he's currently down. So there's just the bubble, the laughing guy who's currently gurgling his own blood. The other guy took off. He's out there somewhere, but he's still running away for quite some time.
Okay, I'll move the spiritual weapon 20 foot. And I'll throw a firebolt at the dude.
You got him. Let me roll his save. I'm gonna laugh. He just fails through this entire encounter.
Hope so.
He never did anything. He basically, what happened to him before this? Was he stunned or something happened that he couldn't do anything, and then he got hideous laughter.
I don't remember specifically what it was, but yeah.
Fail.
He was incapacitated by one thing, then I think he was put to sleep.
Oh, could be. All right. The poor creature just kind of sits there and starts to kind of wither away. Grunkum.
Can I try to stabilize the Tater?
Sure. Do you have any medical supplies, or what are you specifically trying to do it with?
Make sure he doesn't die.
I was about to
But
say
like, do
he's
you have
back.
any equipment on you to help with that? Like, do you have any cloth or anything?
He's got an axe.
He actually has a great sword. He has an
He's got
axe
a
somewhere, though. I think the axe is now reserved for fighting rust monsters.
I'm just summarizing Gronkum's medical supplies.
Yeah, if you've got something you can sell me on, I'll hear it out.
I have Sir Edward's head
I'll
and
do
clothes.
That's fucked up.
it. Why
Just
did you
remember-
take his clothes?
You are currently covered on display cameras. This is televised. This is televised.
Can I rip off part of my shirt and try to make sure he doesn't die?
Sure. Go ahead. Just make a medicine check. We'll see how we're looking.
I want answers.
Okay. So you go ahead and you kind of try to stop all the bleeding as best you can. You go to stabilize him, and it seems to be successful. In fact, he seems to be making a decent recovery. We'll put him at 1 hit point.
And since I did not attack, I lose my rage.
One. Upset by the offense to his name. He's just gonna walk up to it. He's gonna like poke it with his foot. What is it?
It needs to be tied up.
It's like, want me to kill it?
No, I want you to tie it up. I need answers from this creature.
He like looks around. It's like, does it look like I have rope? It's like, who has rope?
I have rope.
Combat.
I do.
I already had a rope, but she gave it to help
Right,
with
so
the prior situation that we needed rope.
He'll hold an action to aid whoever tries to tie him up. So you get the advantage on that. Ollie. Sees you just stabbing away at this poor thing over here, Death. And she's going to join in. 5, 10, 15, 20. My turn, my turn.
And just keep laughing. It's creeping me out.
It's like, Do you have any good attacks? Oh yeah, we could do that. Let's do. Just gonna go ahead and use Booming Blade. Oh, and this is critical damage too. I forgot. She's gonna pull out her short sword of warning. Try to strike. That's a critical. So it's that. So that's gonna be short sword damage. Max damage. Still takes more. And then it also takes the higher level thunder damage. I think it's just a D8, right? Yes. Okay. So that one is just completely down. She just stabs into it. So I'll leave it up to you. Technically, you have. What turn is it? 7. You have about 5 rounds left until the orb fades, or until the turn fades off. But until then, if you want, you basically have. I mean, it's not a whole lot of time, but you have a bit of time if you don't want to spend time going turn by turn by turn by turn by turn. She's just chilling, pushing back and forth with Ari.
I just want to point to this guy. Like, this is gonna come back to me. This is how I'm gonna die.
Laughing and choking on her own blood.
Ali kind of looks at you, looks at the guy. Just kind of like, ew.
I want to close his eyes for him. Give him a little pat on the head. That was so messed up.
As you
Was a
go
demon.
to give him a pat on the head, like the body twitches as Dark like messes with the foot.
No, I walk away.
It's like, yeah.
I would like to tie up the satyr.
All right, so you guys spend some time tying up the satyr. Does anyone want to help push the orb to the ground, or do you just want to kind of hold it?
I'll fly up and help Ari.
Okay. So you manage to push it to the ground. Once you get it to the ground, it stops moving.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you okay?
I had an experience just now.
It's like, get ready, it's gonna come out soon.
How many rounds do we have?
We'll talk about it after.
You didn't have much. I think it's a minute, but let me double check.
I'm trying to figure out how many more spiritual weapon rounds I had.
So it was a minute, so we had about 5 turns left before that minute was up. So you basically have 5 turns worth of time. So 30 seconds. But you can get a lot done in
I should
30
have
seconds.
it for 3 rounds after it breaks then.
So, what's the plan?
Bubble
Stab
breaks, we
her
kill her.
until she dies.
All right.
All right, so you guys go ahead and get ready.
Can we roll the bubble to the middle of the map by chance?
If you guys want to spend some time, you don't have a whole lot of time. So basically, if you want to collectively, like, where do you want to move her to?
Just so the icon isn't on the very edge.
Sure. So you want to roll her like over here?
Yeah, that works.
Sure. Why not?
I would have moved
And
over
I'm
here
gonna-
then out of the way.
I want to get a mirror image ready.
All right, and then she's currently covered by her stiff, so it's just an orb of purpley smoke at the moment. All right, everyone gets ready. All right, so we'll basically go to the top of the round. So Gronkum. Gronkum. Top of the round. Actually, yeah, it really doesn't matter. I mean, we'll just start that way. He watches the orb. Disappears, and the purple smoke remains.
Barbarian gonna rage.
Ugh.
Reckless attack. Oh no, I can't do that. And then swing with using both hands at the smoke.
Yeah. One second. As you go to swing with the sword, it passes through and strikes the ground.
She is the smoke.
Saying we would all been ready to attack right then, correct?
Yeah, we're just going in order because she's also already inside the bubble too. So basically, as soon as it went, Gronkum's like, ah! So we're still going through him. But yeah, it seems that the sword, even the paladin blade, is not affecting the smoke.
Well, he'll swing again in frustration and rage.
He's just like,
Swing.
yeah. The bird like starts hopping away on the ground. Oh my god! Zarfine is gonna kind of look over. Where did she go?
I think she's the smoke.
I have an idea. He watches, he flies up and over, and he kind of lands like straddling the baby phoenix.
The fuck?
So he's like underneath his legs, and you watch as he starts to flap his wings like in big flaps to try to blow some of the smoke. It doesn't go as far as he hoped. Deft.
It blows directly into my face, yeah?
Yep. Currently centralized on you.
Great.
Are you okay?
A thumb just comes out of the smoke.
You just hear Allie laughing. What to do here? How to deal with that? She is going to ideas, and she's going to cast Mage Armor on herself.
Dispel magic?
You can dispel magic?
No.
At which point does my bless wear out? I can't remove it from anybody.
I
You got 3 rounds.
It would have been 3 rounds by the looks of it, so yeah, it would have worn off.
Yeah, they're all
by
gone
now.
at this point. I'll go in and move them. Actually, yeah. Where'd she go? Yeah, she
I'm
cast
not
Mage
sure.
Armor. She's gonna go sit by William and just kind of like brace near death. All right.
So the smoke has entirely moved, right?
It is currently over death.
Alright.
And you see a thumb sticking out with a thumbs up.
Daft, watch out. I'm going to try and burn her out. I'm going to cast a Great Bonfire. I don't believe I can actually careful spell it, so Does Deft get advantage on the save due to warning?
Not specific. I mean, it's fire. I mean, if you
Oh,
shout
right.
out the
He's
warning,
completely immune to it right now, anyways.
you also could
Yeah.
argue. Well, he's only immune when the flames are up.
Oh, flames aren't up right now?
Are your flames up right now?
I have Blessing of Satesh, unless that's run out by now.
Yeah, it's probably actually up at the moment.
Alright.
But you sometimes get it in other reasons too. Yeah,
Well,
so
I'll roll the
essentially,
save and you tell me what happens.
so you create fire, so it will do one for death.
You make sure she has that bless removed before she rolls a save.
She still failed, even with bless. For best, yeah. What's the DC?
17.
What kind of save?
Dexterity.
I keep failing my dex checks.
What
What kind of rogue are you?
I know, my name is Deft. What am I doing?
Still only going to take quarter damage, if that.
14 does not succeed, I take it.
That would be correct. 14 does not succeed.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. The damage total to Deft would be 3, I believe. Which that seems wrong. It should be, I think, last and 7 for her.
7 it is. Let me double check. Yes.
Yeah, I think Deft should be probably about 2, I want to say.
Yeah,
Should be
resistance to
3.5
fire
and
plus evasion.
Evasion is for AE.
yeah, this is an AoE.
I thought you used. No,
Create
it's a
bonfire.
focus.
It's a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot square.
So we can only affect
it's
one target though in that, or anything in that 5 foot. So
Yeah. Still in area effect, just smaller.
Not specifically.
I wouldn't classify that as an AoE.
No, it's got to
It
be
covers
Okay,
an entire
understand.
square, not a single
No,
target.
it's okay, it's okay. I can take 3 points of damage.
We're talking about the difference between that's like 1 hit point of damage. Mr. Max.
Let's see. Not much I can do at this point. How long is this?
Max just wanders over and breathes in the smoke.
But it does seem that the fire damage did in fact hit the smoke.
Oh, Novell,
Uh-huh.
forgot one thing.
Yeah,
Add an extra 5 points of fire damage to that. I forgot my Mantle of Flames.
Oh,
So,
Why do you hurt me?
no.
I'm gonna use my
sorry.
divine.
See, 13,
Got it.
6, 3. So you still take 3 points of damage, Deft.
Okay.
Or, no, I guess you take 6 because evasion doesn't fly. No, Deft, I'm sorry.
6 whole points of damage. Oh no.
That's a lot. Actually, I'm not. Do I want to use divine sense or do I want to heal myself?
I need
Can I
to
take
pick up
that back
2
now?
levels of wizard.
Since no information has been given, can I take that back? Hello?
What's that?
Since no information has been given, can I take back divine sense?
Can you take back a divine sense?
Yeah, he doesn't want to use Divine Sense. He wants to just do something else
I want to
instead.
heal myself. If possible, would that be okay?
I didn't give you any divine sense. That's,
He used it. And so,
We do still require that bless to be removed, by the way.
I can't remove it because I was the one that applied it last session, since I wasn't here. My ass passed out.
yeah, it's probably old. I think I don't remember.
I believe it was you who applied it, Novell.
It would have been a while ago because we haven't played.
Not in last week, I think.
Those rolls, though. Damn.
I wouldn't give my own shit away. That wouldn't be helpful to me.
And are we going by turns at this time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was holding stuff basically. So basically, everyone's just going in order.
I guess I'm just gonna produce flame, and I don't really have something to aim at per.
So, good news, bad news. Actually, not really bad news. The good news is you don't have to attack because you're just there.
Okay, yeah, cool. My arms just light on fire.
All right, so go ahead, just drop your damage, and I'll go ahead and add it to the smoke. All right, so you watch as the smoke seems to be very irritated by the fire damage.
And I'm going to. Hey, you.
Oh, let me check one. I think I will take one of my tiny little things at the moment. Holy crap, this is the wrong thing. Hold,
I
please.
think that's it for me.
At the end of your turn, Death, she's going to burn one legendary action to move 30 feet straight up in the air without provoking any attacks of opportunity. So she's in the same spot. Hey, look, I still have that.
Damn gaseous form.
Mixed with a legendary action. The baby phoenix, greatly distressed by the current goings on, is going to jump on the satyr's head and just kind of peck at him from his horn. William sees the smoke going up in the air, is going to go ahead and firebolt. Because, I mean, fire's kind of you guys' thing, right?
Yep, he's got the right idea.
Oh, actually, that could be fun too. He's not holding any concentration. So. Sure.
Schwack?
Actually, is that right? I think it works that way. Nope, not that good. Okay, firebolt it is.
Oh god, gaseous form's concentration up to an hour.
And it's not even gaseous form.
No, but I can imagine its duration is probably at the very least longer than a minute.
6 points of damage as the smoke again gets hit while it's flying up. Other than that, I think that's basically he's got. Wolfgart is going to go ahead, pull out the crossbow. How is this stupid shit? Nope, not that one.
Bolt of many fireballs. Bolt of many fireballs.
That would do it.
You know how mad he would be if we used it when he wasn't here? He would
Maybe
be
he should be here.
livid. Alright, so he's going to burn a bonus action to use his blah, 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 blah. What's that shit called? His blood right. So he's going to imbue his weapon with fire.
Hold on, I'm sending him a message right now to see if he wants to use his bolt of many fireballs.
And then he's going to go ahead and take a shot.
I'll be right back.
Hits, the bolt flies through, however, the fire damage. 4 points of damage, right? Yeah, 4 points of fire damage. Let's see. The bonus action, detect. Oh no, he's with master, so he can just go ahead and shoot again. And he'll shoot fire one. And it hit for 3 points of fire. Okay. There's.
We'll target the smoke and cast Dispel Magic.
All right.
Anything happen?
Let me see if she's carrying anything. The smoke doesn't disappear.
That area.
Yeah, the smoke remains. It's a shape-shifting form. It's not magic. But does she have anything on her that might be impacted? The smoke gets a little bit more smoky and less purple. But that's about it, unfortunately. From what you can see.
Okay. And I will move my spiritual weapon 20 foot up to get as close as I can. So
Weapon. What is the weapon, by the way? I don't even remember if I asked.
it's like arcane, just like sigils and stuff, that a big rune of some kind.
I will beat you with words and runes. Alright, so they start flying straight up. The satyr kind of just like looks around. He's just like, what's going on? He's just very, very, very confused. He's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself.
He is tied up.
He knows. Or at least he thinks. He's good though. He's still sitting in the ropes.
Being guarded by the bird.
Being guarded by the guardian bird, yeah. Alright. Top of the round.
Okay, to pour oil on an arrow, is that a bonus action?
Hold on 1 second. I'm just checking. Okay. To pour what on a what?
Pour oil on an arrowhead?
Like, where do you have your oil stored in? Like, is it just like
Let's see. Oil is
plain oil?
It's slow burning oil.
Okay. So just like lantern type oil, the thicker oil, you just want to coat it with the fire?
Yeah.
If you have it in like a quickly accessible thing, like it's in your pack, you'll probably have to pull it out. But once you have it out, I mean, you could probably do it as like a bonus.
It is hanging off of my belt.
If it's on your belt, I would say then you could use a bonus to apply it to the arrow.
Okay. Then I will do that as I step over towards Ari, who has Mantle of Flames up, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be correct. I still
So
have
she's
another
like
round or so.
covered in fire.
Yep, so you dip.
So dip the arrow and turn and fire it straight up.
All right. So, unfortunately, though her fire is magical, the ignition is not magical fire, and it passes straight through. So it only will take damage from direct impact. But you discover that through the process of hitting it with an actual fire arrow. Darkness magic fire. Grunkum's like, no!
Grunkum roars in frustration.
You know what you do have that's magical, though.
My sword. And my arm.
Your arm. Your arm's so friendly. Oh, that's why I was like, you're on top of her.
Grunkum grabs Ari and throws her at the smoke.
Technically doesn't work, but I'm going to allow it. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. Because if you can't hit something, why the hell not? Okay. All right, roll an acrobatics check.
Wow.
Just a moment to do that.
Worth it.
Hey, what are you?
It's an awkward, unprepared ascent. However, you get a nice little 10-foot head start as he kind of like chucks you up. So we'll say you elevate 10 feet up in the air.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's going to be about the rest of your action. But yep, you get a nice little oomph from the anger toss. Zarfine is going to fly up into the air. Well, he's going to fly back a little bit then. He's going to fly at 45 feet because he flies faster. Okay. And then he's going to shoot fiery things at the smoke. Misses one ray. And misses the other ray. I gotta take all the glasses off here. I forgot. Who still has black?
I still have plus one. So does Max. And so does Dad. And so does Darius.
Yeah. Okay. That should be it.
And then suddenly the combat tracker's like 4 rows shorter.
All right, so Allie is gonna kind of watch, just like in amazement, as Ari's thrown up into the air.
Does this happen often?
She's gonna run up to you and she's like, "Don't worry, big guy," and she's gonna smack you on the back, Gronkum, as she casts a spell, and you just feel this fiery breath fill your lungs as she casts Dragon's Breath on you. Just at second level.
And it's still 3d6. And a cone.
And it lasts a while. And it works. Alright, so, Gronkum, on your turn, you can now breathe fire.
A 15-foot
Sweet.
cone as your action.
My concentration. Okay. So she'll do that. She cannot fly. She's going to reposition over here. Give you a little more space. So. Yeah, you can do that.
How far up is the smoke?
The smoke is 30
30
feet
feet?
up. Zarfine is 45 feet up.
Mm.
I think everyone else. Who's the 30 feet up top? We have a lot of lines here.
This one was when I was on the bubble, but the 10 is where I'm currently at.
Alright, so you're 10. That's his, so that's his 45. She's got the 30. Okay. Looks like. Oh, it's her turn. Haha. Actually, she didn't get to go last turn either. Ha 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 ha, because she is invisible. We'll fix that. So, 30 feet in the air. She's going to break the smoke form. Fly another 30 feet up. She's now 60 feet up in the So these. One, two. There we go. Okay. And then she's gonna look around. Range. She looks at you, Ari, and just kind of smiles. And then she is going to go ahead. How's about we cast ourselves one of our dear favorite friends?
Depending on what spell this is, I don't know how I feel about this.
Where'd it go? Nope, not that. Where'd it go? Ah, there we go. I will check this really quick before I do this to you. Alright, you watch as she begins to cast a spell. What's your hit point maximum?
68 would be my hit point maximum.
Alright. So you watch as she begins to coalesce this dark energy as it goes around you, and you find yourself unable to avoid it as she uses power words.
Curiosity. What is the range of counterspell? Does our wizard have it?
Your wizard
60 foot.
is not quite within range. However, it is also not an instantaneous victory. Let's see. So she's 60 feet up. It's about there. So let's see. Let me double check. He's got it up. Yeah, he's got it. He'll attempt to do so. So let me just read this. It's been
If it's third level or lower, it's automatically done. If not,
the
it's
level 7 spell.
Okay, so it's DC 10 plus spell level.
All right, little guy. So
You can use a ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Which should be his intelligence plus proficiency.
you got to beat a 17. There we go.
I'm going to estimate, I would say, probably has to roll a 9 or higher.
One quick second.
Funny you said it because I already had that pulled up because I was double checking to make sure. I'm like, I know clerics don't get it, but let me double check.
He rolled an 11. So you just watch as she begins to cast in the dark, and she goes from very, and it just like withers away before it circles around you. You just hear this snicker.
Good job, William.
What? So he does lose his. He only used a level 3 too. He could have gotten up to a level 5 and made that easier on himself. But save those for later. Okay. So very angry. However, she does get her other turn that we skipped. In anger, she's going to continue going up. So I'm going to go up another 30 feet. So she's at 90. I'm just going to write it down. My lines are too long now. All right, so she continues up, like very irritated by the halfling. It is going to just fling some nastiness down his direction.
How far up is she now?
She's 90 feet total. Let's go ahead and send some firebolt. That sounds nice enough. Flame is going to cash you. Nuh-uh! Actually, well, no, that's not even enough for him. He doesn't have mage armor up, does he? Nope. He's gonna have to take it like a man. All right. Let's check this. This is gonna hurt.
Unless he wants to try some luck shenanigans.
That is a total of 28 points of fire damage as it just smacks into him. No, Undertaker. All right, Iris, you're 10 feet up in the air.
And she's 90. Death can get up there quickly on her own, or on his own. So Ari's going to descend 10 feet. Alright, Gronkum, your turn to fly. And I'm going to dimension door myself and Gronkum right above her.
Okay. Like how far above? You got 500 feet, so you got room to work.
We'll
is this
go
like
to,
is this Operation Gronkum Drop?
more or less, like directly above.
Go the maximum height so he gets terminal velocity.
I just need. Well, he can fly too. Don't forget, he has flying
Yeah,
boots. But
that's why I'm not
just
like
how high above do you want to?
You didn't take me with either?
He
I can only take one person with me.
Wow.
Like directly above her. Like the square above her.
Okay, so fair enough. So you just. All right, so you guys vamp up and you begin to fall. I'm assuming you try to grab onto her. You're flying, actually, or do you guys just fly?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely flying. It's up to him whether or not he wants to fly.
You can fly or you can fall. It's up to you.
I will fly.
Okay, so we'll just say you guys hold at that. But you're right above her head. So you're both 95 feet up in the air.
Which point? I'm going to use my bonus action to. You know, I'll use my bonus action to begin a firebolt and hit her with it.
Okay. Don't you get disadvantage on your attack now? Because you're 5 feet away?
Oh, I might. Is she considered threatening, and is that relevant for?
Oh yeah, I mean, you could go up 10 feet. If you
Threatening
want.
is not just whether or not the person is a threat; it's whether or not they're.
You are in melee range, so within melee range, you have disadvantage.
Okay.
So take us up 10 feet.
So you can go if you just want to say you're 10 feet. You can have Gronka be at 5 feet, but if you just want to be at 10 feet, that's
well, that's true. Yeah, I'll just be at 10 feet and throw from there.
okay.
Question, Techno, would you be able to bring me up next turn with a...
I would have to descend 90 feet and recover a spell slot. I could potentially, but it wouldn't be next round. It would probably be over the course of the next 2 or 3 rounds.
Okay.
All right. At the end of your turn, he's going to blow a legendary action. He's going to cast a cantrip. She's going to toss a firebolt right back at you. Oh, it's on the side. Whoopsie. Firebolt. $21 shenanigans.
Nope, I don't have mage armor, so no shenanigans for me.
William got hit by that too. It is 12 reduced to 6.
All right.
So that is your go, Mr. Max.
So, on my turn, I'm gonna first cast this. 1 second. Somebody up with it. Like, cast Radiant Soul.
Ooh.
Yes.
My paladin has wings.
And secondly, I'm gonna fly up 30 feet with a movement. And then, lastly, I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark. This bitch ain't getting away. And use up the first level spell slot, and that is 1 second. I'll just put in chat how high I am real quick, because I'm lazy. And that's my turn.
Okay, I will follow Max up 30 feet. Just
I
kind of
got you.
hovering next to him, because he makes me feel better, and so does his aura. And I will take a shot with my bow.
Ooh.
And Gronkum is adjacent to her.
That's a
A ranged weapon, though,
miss.
a melee weapon.
I was more referring for sneak attack, but
Choose true.
It missed either way, so
Yeah.
that's fine. That's it.
All right. Baby Phoenix. Peck, 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 peck. Seriously. Stop! William is kind of like, yeah, he's not out of range yet. He's gonna look into what we got. He looks around the ground to see who else is stuck down here with him. He'll be okay. Max looks fine. That's big and can fly. Yeah, let's do that. He's going to turn himself into a giant eagle. Giant.
filling the dreams of another wayward bird.
I'm making these spells. Giant eagle. Initiative of 6. Okay. There's our giant rolling eagle.
What's the fly speed of an eagle?
So glad you asked. A giant eagle has a fly speed of 80 feet. And it can also... Or what did it get on? Oops. I hope I don't mess it up. That's not where it's going. There we go. Okay. He is going to pick up a small intern with his claws.
Small intern.
So it's 20 feet, and then he will fly up 60 feet. carrying small intern in claws. Wolf starts. I guess I'll just keep shooting his bow. Ow.
That's a good hit.
Oscar, sneak attack.
Nice.
Interesting. That's total of 25 points of damage. Kind of like turns around, gives him a dirty look. And he'll keep going. And that's it. Okay.
Don't forget to put his offhand attack.
He doesn't have his offhand equipped. He has a sword.
Oh, okay.
Because he was doing 2 swords and we pulled out 1 to do fire with. I have to enchant the other one.
Gronkum doesn't use anything that he's just pure barbarian, correct?
As far as I'm aware so far, yeah. He can breathe fire for a while though.
But he doesn't need to speak or anything to do that, correct?
No, he just blows
So
fire.
I shout out to everybody, if you want to cast a spell, stay away from Gronkum, and I cast silence on his blade.
Ooh.
Wait, will that affect my divine smite?
Everything, no. It's just
Yeah, only if you have to verbally cast a spell. Basically, it's silence in a 20-foot radius around Gronkum's sword. So, I mean, if he's in melee with her, she can't cast verbal spells either.
Your divine smite is, to an extent, force of will.
And then spiritual
There's
weapon
no
will move
verbal
up
nor somatic
20 more,
components
so it's
required.
40 foot in the air.
correct. All right, little dude's just gonna kind of sit there, kind of bored. All right, top of the round. Wolfgart starts to feel the ground shake as he looks back.
Oh no.
He finally made it back.
Gronkum recklessly attacks.
Ari. Actually, who's the highest up in there? You and Gronkum? Actually, Gronkum's going to be super on.
Technically, I am higher than Gronk.
Okay, so you're above Gronkum. Gronkum's above you. It's actually not your turn, Gronkum. As you see figures starting to descend from the sky, you see a perception check for those of you flying. Gronkum's having too much fun getting ready to smack things.
Max still needs to roll 1.
Ari, you watch as it looks like about 5 figures are descending from the sky, all winged.
Rock rocks?
Not that big. They look similar to the size of Zarfi. They're still probably a good 200 feet above where you guys currently are, though. So they all start to
That's
descend.
either a rather good sign or a rather bad sign.
Also, you two notice specifically at the top of the round, some of the shadows coalescing around Thessia begin to close up some of her wounds. And now you're free to smash about the cabin. Zarafine is just going to. He looks over to the side and then he smiles, and he's going to throw 2 fire blasts at the charging creature. First one misses. Second one's a natural 20.
Nice.
And he gains inspiration.
Nice.
How quaint. 28 points of damage reduced to 14. But not too bad for him.
Sorry, I was doing something else. What were the things that came out of the sky?
We don't know yet.
Small
what Ari
humanoid
could
flying
see-
creatures.
They're not small, they're medium-ish. Let's see.
And our friend's back.
She's 60 feet up in the air. She likes where she is. She can't do much either. She's going to go ahead and cast. That could be a fun spell. Not yet. We'll save that. She's going to go ahead and cast Mirror Image. And it looks like there's a bunch of alleys just riding on top of William. Like one on the head, like one on each wing, and like one hanging from the feet. And then, yeah, she's just going to hang out there for a minute.
Mirror image gang.
At the end of Allie's turn, she's going to use her first legendary action of the round to. She's going to move without provoking attacks of opportunity. She's going to go up 30 feet. So she's now 120 feet. All right, she goes up. Then on her turn. I'm not happy with either of you. What's the sphere on your side? It's 30 feet?
20-foot radius. The green is the radius. It's 20-foot sphere. Or 20-foot radius sphere, so it's 40-foot diameter.
So should
So
be
she's
5
above
feet.
it.
Yeah, should be 5 feet outside of it.
So, she's not particularly happy about that in the slightest. Not liking the odds and not liking these new things appearing. She's going to look at you, Ari, and just smile. And had not it been for one of your own tricks, Allie may have tried to counterspell this one. However, she's going to burn 4 sorcery points. One to cast a subtle spell so no one sees that she's casting in the first place. And then she's going to do a heightened spell. And you watch.
Does heightened specify it can be cast in addition to other meta magics? Because you can only apply one meta magic to a spell.
You can do
meta
subtle, as on any of them, I believe, in addition.
Subtle. Basically, the meta magic has to specify it can be used in addition. I think Empower might be the only one.
I'll confirm. Hold, please.
Because otherwise, rule of thumb is, subtle is applies to the normal, and as does heighten.
Okay.
So she can only get one of those.
Hold on. Well, then we'll have fun, and we'll just go with subtle. So that's going to be. She's going to pull out a little red gem. Gonna be a wisdom save. That is a fail. By 1.
I don't think I can cheek out a.
What is
plus 1.
Max's aura thing?
It's
He's
only a
not
10-foot
close.
radius.
He's way lower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or about 60 feet away from Max.
And she's gonna look at you, Ari. And she says, "For my sisters, until you burn in hell." Ari disappears. Ari, you find yourself in a small red gem, being
Really?
held by Thessia. And she just kind of blows you a kiss and drops you. And
That's
then
a
continues
hard
to go up another 30 feet to 150. So, let me explain some of your surroundings to you. Where did it go? You are in. You are 1 inch tall.
That's inconvenient.
Tiny.
Inside the gemstone. Light can pass through the gemstone normally, allowing target to see out and other creatures to see in, but nothing else can pass through, even by means of teleportation or planar travel. The gemstone can't be cut or broken while the spell remains in effect.
Well, positive note is then her dropping me is not going to cause the gem to shatter.
You don't know that, though.
No, I do not.
So she drops you and just continues forward. So you just guys watch as she gets sucked into the gem, and then the gem just drops.
Can I attempt to catch it?
Sure, make a dex save. Or dex check, sorry. Ah! The metal arm just like bats it away, like cling. Nice try, though. So that is the end of her turn. You start falling, right? Ah! So you don't hit the ground yet, but is there anything you'd like to try to do while in your little gem?
Well, I guess she will place her hands to the roof and... no, actually, I don't think that would work. Well, I guess then again, I would be generating force, so she'll try to fly the gem, for lack of a better term.
Alright. You try to push, and it has no effect, unfortunately.
Okay.
It seems that you're just a wonderful spectator within the gem itself.
Very unlikely, but quick arcana. Has she ever experienced this kind of magic before?
Nope! Does anyone actually know what this spell is? Theirs might know what this one is.
Which one?
I do not know what the spell is off the top of my head.
I assure you don't see it that often.
Which spell?
Whichever one traps an individual in a small gem.
Uh,
I'll give you a hint. It's not a very
Trap the
nice
soul,
spell.
isn't it? Or is it a...
He's physically trapped, or she's physically trapped inside of it, about an inch tall. Did you figure out who Thessia is yet?
Is it
Yeah, I've
Magic
got a
Jar?
pretty good idea of who she is.
You made someone very desperate.
Say Magic Jar or Trap the Souls would be my first guesses.
He wishes.
Remember the hag that we banished to the Feywilds?
Someone cut a deal.
Who now has a satyr companion? But does not have her bell.
doesn't have her bow, but also apparently picked up fiendish powers. You should really be complimented, though. I mean, you guys
She does
really had to
not
piss her
like
off a lot. She really doesn't like you.
Yep.
You're lucky. Had Deft been closer, she would have done Deft
Oh no.
just to piss you off.
Yeah, that would have definitely pissed Ari off.
Don't worry, she's out of 9th level spells for the day.
Thank God.
I'm pretty concerned that she has 9th level spells.
She made a hell of a deal.
Now,
Hell of a deal, except not really. More of
Nice.
an abyss of a deal, an abysmal deal.
alright, so as a
Sometimes.
player, I know it won't work, but I do has a plan that she would probably devise Oath.
Okay.
Who's directly below me, if anyone?
So let's see. So Gronka missed you. How high are you, Def?
30
Me and Max are both 30 feet.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're both about 30 feet. So you guys roll perception checks to see how attentively you're paying attention to the happenings above.
There's a sparkly gem. Def has definitely noticed.
No, but see, that's the best part. Does Def notice because you're in the gym or because it's a gem?
As much as I want to say it's because Ari's in the gem, we know the truth.
So this is the best part: is you guys are kind of flying up, talking to each other, and then Def, your treasure sense tingles, and you're just talking. You stick out your hand and grab a gem. Ari, you kind of fall over, and Def, roll an investigation check. I mean, this is the easiest score you've gotten.
This is either gonna go super good or it's gonna be really funny.
If you roll a 1 and don't see she's in there,
Oh no!
cool gem.
Shiny! Shiny!
What do you want to do with your gem?
Put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Wait.
Just put it in your
Good job, Def. You caught Ari.
pocket. Right.
You're in a zone of
You caught-
silence.
Oh, you can't.
Oh.
Yeah, the sword. You just see Grogum above, like trying to say something.
That's also the funny thing, because Ari didn't hear what the hell Bessie said. Because she was also in a zone of silence.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay. Yep.
It's like our DM wants to kill us or something.
I did not make the cone of silence. I just put you in a gem. There's the difference.
I have to refresh and give me 1 second.
All right. So Deft apparently has you. Flying doesn't seem to work. Anything else you want to try?
Well, as I'm caught, I will save the spell energy for now.
Okay. Max. You go right there. Austin.
It is entirely possible. No, he is not.
Maybe he fell asleep.
No,
No, I don't think he's fallen asleep.
He's too awake to fall asleep. He probably just stepped away. How high?
It was that natural 1 perception.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Thanks for reminding me that.
Oh,
The
I'm sorry.
critical failure was. Is he within 30 feet of William?
That sounds fun. Oh no.
Every time, it's always something bad. Okay. All right. So we'll give him some time. We'll let you go first, Steph. I'll let
What
him go to his back. Oh, are you back?
Yeah.
That was the result of
It's
your
your turn.
critical failure on your one.
Yeah, you are now vulnerable to piercing damage for the rest of the encounter.
Okay. Gosh darn it.
I don't think they use piercing, though, thankfully. I think it's bludgeoning.
I'm gonna spend
And
2
shenanigans.
actions, move up 60 feet towards this lady
Okay.
that I really want to kill.
She's at 150 right now. Correct.
Yep, I'm moving up 60.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are you at 90 now?
would be, yeah.
Is he 5 feet below the cone of silence? Cone of
He's
silence.
at
Oh no, he's in it. 'Cause
50. Yeah,
Gronkum's at 95 and you were at 100, right?
correct.
Yeah. So you are in the cone of silence. This is really quiet.
Well, let's see. Javelins have a range of what?
I think is it 60, 90, or like is it max 120? I forget.
Maximum 120, but a range of 30, so I'm not within range.
You can throw a disadvantage if you want.
I don't want to lose my javelins, though. They're my only ranged weapon.
I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. At the end of your turn, she's going to use her second legendary action to turn to cast a cantrip. Gonna
Oh,
chaos.
boy.
You're going to cast what spell? Yeah, we'll do another firebolt. You guys love firebolts. Mm-mm-mm. This one's going to our little friend, Deft. Who's the highest right now?
Out of me and Death.
Or is technically Grunkum the highest?
Gronkum is the highest.
Alright, gonna throw that at Grunkum then.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Gronkum.
He'll be fine.
I live to serve.
That is a hit. Ooh, just off a nat 20. You take a total of 29 points of fire damage, reduced to 14. That turns us to your turn, Death.
Yeah, so I'm just like flying up with Max, just chatting, like, yeah, this is the weirdest plane. It just fell right out of this. And I get in the silence. And
If I notice it's
Let's
starting to be
see.
like a problem for our people or causing issues, I'll stop concentrating.
It's a good weapon when you get to her.
When she doesn't have like a bonus action disengage and still be able to cast spells.
how close is she?
She's at 150.
Okay,
And
so
you're
I'm following
90?
Max up, so we're both at 90 feet.
Okay.
So
And you can
I
always
will.
move a little bit faster too, because you can take bonus actions to move. Also.
I want to be next to Max though, because
Okay.
the aura makes me feel better, just a little bit. I'll take a shot.
All right.
Nobody's close to her though. 3. I'm getting rusty with this bow.
Yeah, the spell William dispelled with a 7th level spell set. That little shit. Bastard.
What was the spell?
It was power word pain, I believe. Basically, I was going to torture
Ooh.
Ari before I shoved Ari in a gym, but he just ruined it all.
Well, yeah, that's it for depth.
Buzzkill. Baby Phoenix now bored of the satyr. It's going to kind of just fly about. William the Giant Eagle is going to ascend up to 140 feet. holding the intern. Is it worth risking the intern for shenanigans?
Yes.
No?
Trying to think if there's anything we can do. She's got concentration on Gronkum. Don't forget you can breathe fire too, Gronkum. Huh.
Can't remember, is that action or bonus to breathe?
It was a bonus to cast it. For him, it takes an action. Shit. What do we do? I guess we'll just go ahead and do. Okay. Gonna burn another second level spell slot and cast Force Raise. 3 skin fire spell. Alright, so first attack. Hit. 8 points force damage. Second beam. 6 points force damage. Natural 20. Two. Still good. And another 15 points. That's 13. So that's the round. Okay. Wolfgart, you guys, what's the max range?
Pretty far, right?
Nah, it's 120. Does he have
What's
a
range?
bow?
Doesn't he have sharpshooter?
Yeah,
is
but
that
it's
not range?
still max range. So he has a
Okay.
+1 hand crossbow, which is 120. He's got to have a bow, right?
Grockum's longbow is on the ground.
Oh, did he give someone a short bow? Oh, he's got a quiver. Oh, he has it put away.
I'm curious now. What the hell is this spell?
He'll pull that out.
There's a longbow laying on the ground.
He already has one. He just had it in there, so he's just gonna pop it out and pull a shot. Yeah, he's gonna make a sharpshooter shot. Why not? That's a hit, and it's a sharpshooter shot. He does not get his bonus, though. Here we go. 18 points of damage. Once more. There.
Do I see the creature coming from back across the way?
Oh yeah, you feel the vibrations. It's very familiar at this point. You kind of expected that he'd be coming back eventually.
Hoping he'd just run off and forget about it, in all honesty, but...
Like, oh yeah, that guy. Like, no, the other way. Shoo.
I'll run to the edge of that clearing and present my holy symbol again. I said, be gone! And I will try this once more. Please work.
I just want it to work just because.
Failed.
Yes, so good.
It's simple. It's just like Starts turning the other way. Oh, poor creature. Poor creature.
40 more foot, so my weapon's at 60 foot now.
Oh, geez. Hey, it's making its way up there. All right. He leaves.
Again.
Bye. He'll be back eventually. All right. The little satyr grows impatient. And a +3 on that. You watch as the satyr easily slips loose his ropes. Kind of looks around. It's like, what's going on? End this turn. Let me regen her. Alright, he gets more shadow healing. Alright, now the winged creatures come into sight. You see. Let me change this real quick. That's not supposed to be right. I know. You see facing the way of the fleeing creature, a winged creature that's red armor, not black armor. It just didn't have a good enough picture. And where's the last one? The last one that lands is a beefy, very, very large cambion. Alright. So they basically just land. That's the end of their turn. Now it's your turn, Grumham.
Gawkum is going to fly up 40 feet.
All right.
So he's now at 135.
Okay.
And he's going to throw a javelin at Tessia.
Okie dokie.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
How high are you again, Grumham?
135. Actually, before he throws the javelin, he's going to reckless attack.
Yeah.
Can he not get up into melee with her?
Not in take an attack.
I thought she only moved 30 last time.
She moved 60 last time.
She used one of her legendary actions to move off. All right. Seraphine starts hooting and hollering when he sees all the people land. He's gonna look back, seeing that at least he thinks you don't need help anymore, and he's gonna go try to take a look at this wonderful flying lady. He's gonna fly up. He's at 45, so he'll go to 100 feet flat, just for the sake of being flat. And we'll launch 2 fire rays. Points. Oh, that was a miss. I thought I could hit. Nope. One. Is it controller shift?
For what?
There we go. Much better.
She went orange for a second. I got excited.
Yay! Alright, that's his go. That one landed. Allie actually took 2 turns, so that's her turn from last turn. Cessia. Not liking you getting in her grill. She's gonna fly up. So she's 180. Stay about where she is, though. She does not like the fact that you're following her.
And how? Wait, did you drop the concentration on the silence?
That's a good question. I think he was debating. I don't know if he did, though.
I don't think so.
I think it's still on there for now.
Okay, and what's the range on that?
20 feet. This is a 20-foot sphere from your sword, I believe.
Oh, but she just moved up another 30 feet, so doesn't matter.
Yeah. She caught onto it after the first time you tried. She's not really pleased that you're continuing to follow. Let's see. Let's do something different then. She's gonna smile and look at you. She kind of reaches back. It's like, huh. And she goes to cast a spell. Let's see. How close is she? So she's at 150, 180. They went to 60. They're at 140, 80. 40. I think she's just out of range from that distance. Yeah, like 10 feet. Yeah. She's gonna cast a spell on you, Gronka. Charisma saving throw.
Charisma?
I
That
dedicated this
sucks.
one to Ferris. She's like, she just waves and you've been banished.
Is he in a maze?
Yikes. Oh no.
My turn!
Is he banished or mazed?
Gronkum, roll a D100 while I get a beer.
Oh no.
I'll tell you where you are.
It's banished. You're gonna learn something.
99.
How about
That's
that?
either really good or really bad.
Well, if it's banishment, it's got to be to a safe place. So, well, safe plane, safe being relative.
Yeah, it depends on where. Yeah, you're back to the prime material where you were from, but you're in the middle of the ocean.
You're back
I couldn't
home.
do in the middle of the ocean, but it could do, say, on a deserted island, theoretically.
Gronkum,
Because in the middle of the ocean would technically be a hazard.
as you get banished, you feel yourself traveling, and then you just see this blue light that just kind of stops you. You come to in a stone room. Roll a perception check. You look around. You see 2 groups of familiar people currently resting within this sanctuary. You see some bloodied dwarves, missing about 3 of their number, but Garen Blackfoot's still there, and their leader. So it looks like they're okay. And then you also see
Large red text saying, "Do you wish to leave?"
the Synthere team.
Would you like to respawn?
fully there. No, they
Game
just
over.
seem to
Try
be
again.
and sitting in this room. They're just sitting here. They look like they're eating and resting, and they just kind of look at you as you enter the room. But we'll get to that on your turn.
Assuming all his gear went with him.
Yeah, he just.
Except for my bow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, his bow's on the ground.
If
yeah.
it wasn't already
Anything he was
canceled,
carrying.
I will stop concentrating on silence.
Okay. So you get your concentration back. So you're just sitting there, Gronkum, in the middle of basically this resting room where these people are. Oh dear. Okay. She just kind of laughs and just kind of looks at you, Deft, and looks at you, Max, and just kind of like eggs you on.
I mean, she can move 60 feet a turn without and still do things, and I can't do shit. So I'm gonna not stop pursuing it at this point. Nothing I can do.
That is a smart.
I suddenly don't want to fight anymore.
You did just make a lot of friends that have wings.
Hurry's going to throw a firebolt at the wall of the gem.
All right. Ether, right? It just kind of like blast against the wall.
Feel a little bit
Yeah.
of warmth in your pocket.
That's about what I expected to happen.
I'm not sure if you can actually do magic there. I'll have to double check. But I'll let you throw firebolts at the wall, sure. Why
Well,
not?
either A, she's successful at throwing it, or nothing happens. I think the end result is the same.
All right, Max, your turn.
Gronkum's
I
the
look
only
over
one.
to Deft. I say, I can't catch her in the minute I have. I'm gonna head back down and head back down. So I go down 60 feet. Hello?
I hear.
Hello?
Okay. So I should be back at 30 feet.
I've been abandoned.
Come with! And that is my turn.
I am suddenly alone.
Follow me?
Alone? Alone? Don't like that.
Can Ari actually hear things going on outside of the gem?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say
think
Desi was
technically
doing?
You could even talk. Hold on. Oh, she's waiting now. She was egging you and Max on. Let me confirm. I think you guys can actually talk to each other too. Let me.
Does Ari still have the earring?
Yep.
It would apply to the kind of a similar rule for this one. Jump. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Light can pass through. Oh, you can see in. No teleportation, no plane or travel of any type. Yeah, so you can see Ari, but you cannot hear Ari.
And vice versa, I can see them but can't hear them, or...
And the part of the spell that kind of blocks like trans-dimensional magic is messing with the earring at the moment.
Alright.
Cool. Deft was very convinced that Ari was up here, but now she's gone. Okay. Alright. Yeah. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm gonna go down.
It's like, but wait, if she go now, she'll just die.
What are you talking about?
Look in your pocket.
I pat my clothes and I pull out one of my 17 knives. It's like, oh no, that's not right. And I go to a different pocket, pull out another knife. That's
It's
not
like
right
one
either.
of those. It's like a QVC show for knives. like what? This one?
And I pull out the gem.
You now look at the gem and you see your small friend in the gem.
How did you get in there? Oh, okay. Oh no.
You can make hand signs. I will allow performance checks because shenanigans are amazing.
Can I get a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
That's up to Ari.
Yeah, I'm just like clutching the gem, and I'm looking at Thassa, and I'm looking at the gem, and it's like I don't know. Hey, could you maybe get her out of here, please?
She looks at you. She stole my bell.
What happened to the bell? Do we still have that?
It's currently in the gem.
She looks at you. She's like, technically, she killed my sisters too, but I could always get new sisters. I only have one bell.
Okay, to be fair, they took our child, our intern. You can't do that. If we give the bell back, can you take her out of the gem?
She kind of looks over at Allie over there too. She's a little bit confused at the fact that Allie's here. She just kind of looks at you. She's like, what will you give me if I let her out?
The bell?
That might prove difficult.
How
I mean,
so?
I'll be around to collect it when she finally gets out, but she points at the gem. It's sealed inside.
So are we out of combat, or are we dialoguing in the middle of combat?
You guys can do stuff down below. They're talking up in the air right now.
I didn't know if these other guys are
Only have it
attacking
on,
us or what's going on.
The other guys, they're chasing off after the big demon creature. So you guys are more or less clear in Zeraphine sitting there, unless you guys want to start figuring something out up top.
Does this chick have special? Well, basically, I can gain terms. Does she have a way to like cast spells faster
I'll
than
be right
normal?
back real quick. I have to jump in a different desk real
Because if
quick.
this is what I
Deal with some
think it
drama.
is, if it's like magic jar or imprisonment or something, that's like a minute cast time.
Wait. Wait, what was the question?
No, I was just curious because if this is what one of the ones I think it is, magic jar or imprisonment, one of those, that's like a minute cast time.
It's something very special that was prepared for my dear friend. So what happens when you leave someone in a gem or in an orb for a minute? She took full advantage.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Could we maybe talk about this? On the ground.
She looks at the ground
Like-
and everyone on the ground. Pass.
Okay, hear me out. We can put our weapons down. We can just have a nice conversation.
My spiritual weapon starts getting closer and then disappears.
It's like it sneaks up like right behind, like it swings into. It's like, well, what do you have to trade?
I've got
I'll make you a deal. I will let you trade places with her in the gem. When she gives me my bell, I will tell you how to be released.
I'll take a deep breath and
It's like, and you can hear it in your head now. It's like, but you both have to agree.
I'll do it. Ari, can I get a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
She likes.
Am I able to read her lips, or
You heard conveyed through your tainted hag friend there that more or less what the deal is. You don't hear Deft, you just see Deft kind of like moving, giving you like thumbs up, thumbs down hand, like fake jingle belling.
Am I able to use magic in here?
I mean, you can't really affect much, but you can try.
I'm going to do a minor illusion of a sheet of paper that says, "See if Theris can find a way or can get me out," and hold it to the edge of the gem so he can see it.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I
I
got
go
it.
down.
Welcome back.
So I gotta bounce some.
Okay.
All right. Chat with
See
you
ya.
later.
Yeah.
It was fun. Sorry I couldn't help you there, Deft. I only have a minute worth of flight, and I've already
All
spent like
good.
3 rounds climbing and failing to catch her.
Don't worry, Deft won't need to fly soon.
Uh-huh.
Rest in peace. What happened?
Nothing yet. We're waiting
Nothing
to see
much.
if Ari agrees yet.
I need to be filled in. Somebody fill me in. Listen all that time. Gosh darn.
I'll have it uploaded to YouTube after this. So it should be up
Okay.
tomorrow.
What's
Do you
the
have a
play?
link to your YouTube on your Twitch?
Oh, it'll be on Twitch also. I'll link my YouTube in the Discord.
Okay, cool. Thank you very
If
much.
you want to pull shenanigans, now's also a good time too. Deft's the only one she's talking to, so if anyone else is being sneaky.
While we're talking, I'm going to Satesh's skull from my belt,
Ooh.
using Mage Hand to make it invisible, and just holding it off to the side.
Okay.
And I'm slowly descending. I'm going down.
So you're starting to float away. All right. Is there anyone wanting to do anything before Deft floats back down?
I'm way out of range for anything I can do. 120 is my max with a firebolt or something.
You watch as she kind of assesses the appearance of the additional troops and just kind of into the ash clouds. So you're out of combat currently.
Fun.
What do you wish to do?
I want to talk to the satyr and the phoenix. Oh wait, I can't.
I want to get Ari out of the gem.
You can talk to the dwarfs or the or the humans. The humans aren't very nice though. Just as forward.
Wait, what about our deal?
Okay, man.
She'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm
Too
worried.
many champions. Way too many champions. Alright, so he runs off. Zarfine kind of comes over to you. Your giant eagle friend just continues to giant eagle muck around. And these guys all kind of pop on over to you. The one in the red armor in the middle kind of like, does anyone speak? Infernal.
I know Def does.
Just Deft? Anyone else? The one in the red armor kind of yells at an Infernal. Who's in charge here?
Not me, but I'm the only one who can speak for them.
He just kind of like starts walking past Theris and over to you. He kind of looks over to Zeraphine and just kind of nods. Kind of looks over to you. Pulls off the helmet.
Like that.
Is the
It
satyr
is
still here?
not a champion face. It's a human face.
Ooh.
Yeah, you guys are safe. You're out of combat now.
Do we
Oh.
have the satyr still?
Oh yeah, he's still there. He got out of the ropes, but he's just kind of sitting there right now.
He's just chilling.
Just chilling. He's like sitting on a rock, thinking about his day. Baby Phoenix like goes and sits next to him. He looks over at you, Deft. He's like, "Are you injured?"
I'm fine. Max, you good? Wolfgart, you good? We're all right.
He kind of looks around you guys. He's like, "What are you doing here?" In common.
Yeah, we're part of the Delve, that event. You know, I heard you're aware that people come through now and then.
He look at him. He looks super confused, and he looks back as one of the females behind him. Basically says competition in Infernal. He's like, "Oh yeah, the Delve." And he's like, yes, it's very dangerous. You should be on to shelter."
That was the plan, but you know, we got mixed up in some things. We were going to head. What were we doing here? I don't remember. I don't know anymore.
That's
We came here accidentally. Through that
Well, we're
Ari
gem.
trying to.
found it through her gem.
Man, recently gems have not been a friend of ours.
Yeah, you want treasure now?
What have we learned?
He kind of looks at you like, you should probably be on your way. It's kind of a dangerous time right now.
Why? What's going on?
I believe they're collecting all the combatants. Yes, yeah, you're gonna follow us back to a safe area.
I want to scrutinize that.
Can I insight that?
Insight.
Sure, sure.
I thought that was a 1.
Let's see what he's got.
I'm gonna luck point that just for fun.
Sure. He
Oh,
seems
that's
quite
right.
sincere.
Okay.
Seems cool to me too.
Yeah.
Can you go into like specifics? Like what's going on?
He's like, he points off in the direction of the large creature. It's like, breach of security. That definitely did not come from here.
Oh yeah, we were fighting someone we knew, and you know, she kind of had a grudge against us. Long story.
Like, why don't you guys come with us and we can talk about this somewhere? And they kind of like loom and look towards the large volcano where the dragon is.
Don't we need to tie that one back up? And I point at the satyr.
He like looks behind him when you point in his direction, like, "Oh, me?" And he like walks back over to the ropes and just kind of sits down, like pulls him over his shoulder, and just like uses it like a little covering.
Give you the heels of some answers.
Yeah, lead the way.
So who's going to question the satyr?
Well, I think we'll have to do it when we get to where we're going.
Okay, so you guys get him. All right, so you spend probably about an hour. Most of them fly. A couple of them walk with you.
The Phoenix
You
come
go
with?
east. Is there anything you want to ask him while you're walking on the way, or do you just want to walk and get there?
Does the
as soon as you
Phoenix
can?
come with us?
I don't know. Do you want to take the Phoenix with you? It kind of like looks around, almost as if looking for something it can't find. It just kind of looks sad.
Oh, yes, Gronko.
Who's not
You're
here?
not there. You're not there.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
Just
shame.
as a
There.
question, what happens after a minute?
He stays in the room. He's just chilling with two teams. You do notice, Gronkum, though, they do bring in two more teams. They bring in the Paladins, and they bring in... Where did they go? The Doom Raiders. Who are actually where you were.
I guess since this is a fire
Why
thing,
are
I'll
we
tell
all
Dev.
here?
Sorry, go ahead.
Gronkum's going to ask the dwarves why we're all here.
Like, I don't know. Some bullshit answer. They said someone from the outside broke into here, so they're trying to flush them out before we continue. So we get a free break. And he kind of points around here. It's like, don't worry, it's a safe room. No one can hurt you in here.
So I can't hurt anyone else.
What was it? You're breaking up a little bit.
So I can't hurt anyone else. Not
Like,
at the Doom Raiders.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Is there food around?
Yeah, there's food. There's food and drink. It's kind of like set up as like an interim, sorry for the inconvenience type thing.
Valhalla,
Okay.
you get to eat all day, then go fight all night, or eat all night and fight all day.
You do notice one thing though, Gronko. From this room, it's a large enough room. It could probably hold all the combatants very easily. There's enough space kind of for everyone. However, you do notice a singular stone bridge. It's probably like 20 feet wide that goes across this big chasm for about 500 feet or so. And there's a singular large creature that just sits there kind of like with its head slanted over in the middle of it.
Okay, Gronkum's going to get some food and get some rest.
All right, so you get some food, get some rest. Plenty of both. You probably spend more of your time with the dwarfs, or yeah, that's probably the friendliest team you got. Roll a Constitution check though, too, to see how well you hold your own with the dwarfs. All right, so you have a good time. You can maintain, but you know the dwarfs. You just got a little bit more experience, even for you. All right, you guys go ahead. You make it to it's a smaller cave entrance you enter in. It looks like it's a couple of halls that make up this dwelling where these Cambions are basically stationed. It looks like some sort of makeshift like military base. There's some decent weapons and stuff, but there's probably only about maybe 30 or so people within these walls. So they go ahead, bring you kind of to an area with some extra beds, and like, there you go.
Hey, thanks for helping us out.
Like, yeah, and he kind of goes and looks, as he's sitting there. He keeps looking outside. There's like a couple of like little window slits that you can kind of look out. You get the feeling they keep their eye on the sky a lot here. Just in case. Like, yeah, get some rest. We'll let you know when it's clear to go. Like, we're going to leave these two with you, and he points to the two standard Cambion-looking gentlemen.
Hello, Dark.
And then the wand of many fireballs, or the bolt of many, the bolt of many fireballs failed to explode.
Then,
If only Dark was here to use it too. I bet that would have hurt her.
I say, well, before we were leaving, I was going to tell Dev, since that little bird looks like it's made of fire. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I know she's resistant. I'm like, why don't you try to see if you can bring that with you?
yeah. You want to give it a go?
Yeah, I'll whistle and I'll hold up my hand.
Okay. What do you want to do to get it to follow you?
It liked fire before, didn't it?
Yeah, seems like it did.
I'll just using what was it called? Produce flame. I'll just have kind of like a fire dancing around in the palm of my hand.
It will immediately fly up and it will land at the palm of your hand and it will peck at the fire.
All right.
And then it jumps on your coat and it shoves its head in your pocket. Ari.
So many things in these pockets of mine.
You see a giant bird eye.
Oh no, Ari's gem has been in my hands the whole time.
Oh, well, just yeah. Wherever the gem is, the eye is now fixed on the small creature within said gem. It like tries to peck at it every so often.
I kind of shoo it away from pecking the gem.
He's very intrigued though. So yes, you do manage to get the thing to follow you.
Funny, like you see, like in a movie, like you see the tink tink, you hear it on the outside, then he shows Ari on the inside of the gym. You hear this thunderous pounding.
Oh my God. Like everyone else, he's so cute. Look, she's so happy. Save me! All right, so you guys are now within a sheltered place. You're currently missing your barbarian. You saw what happened. You're very familiar with the banishment spell. You're a little confused as to what's going on with him, but you're hoping he's okay. You know he probably can make do wherever he lands.
Welcome back, Dark.
Welcome back.
Hello.
If only you were here to use your bolt of many fireballs.
You could have saved them all. And now
it missed. We're all dead.
We need to grill this satyr now.
Obviously, I heard all that. I had to restart my computer. It had nothing to do with that. The sound wasn't actually coming to my headset.
All right, so who wants to do the questioning of your little satyr buddy?
I can tell you who it's not.
Are we questioning him? Everyone knows what's happened the last few times we let people live.
So you can give us answers or I can take them from you, but it won't be pleasant.
He just looks at you. He's like, what did I do?
You're working with a hag.
What did he do again? Remind me.
Yeah,
he made my arm attack my.
You're not here.
He made his arm.
Like, I didn't do anything. But you guys just started attacking me.
Servant of that hag.
Oh, yeah, they're kind of weird. But she pays good. She paid for his arm. Actually, to be fair, she gave me the arm. And she paid me for the arm. And he paid me for the arm. It was kind of a good deal for me.
I rolled a natural 20 to find that arm. And this is what you give us?
Like, have you been unhappy with the purchase?
I mean, Gronkum has been pretty happy about it, I think, until it started acting weird and bad.
Well, of course he had tried to attack a fey creature. You can't attack a fey creature with a fey weapon. That'd be fatal.
That makes sense. I mean, yeah.
Bad puns are worth killing.
Like, kill him now.
At time to die, I guess.
You're like, whoa! But if you kill me, I can't live.
This was the guy that was at the Ari's loot, right? Making a stance.
Yes, this was the guy that stole Grunkum the arm, and this was also the satyr that you found earlier on in the competition.
Okay.
And he was also making the music make you dance. You get the feeling. Roll an insight check, actually. He doesn't seem very. He's kind of pathetic. That's also pretty pathetic, though. I mean, he just seems like a miserable little creature. He seems very anxious and strung out.
All the information he has on the hag and any acquaintances.
like, well, I'm assuming you made her mad.
Why do you
Like-
serve her?
What was that?
Why do you serve the hag?
Oh, I don't serve her. She just bought an arm. Well, she wanted to deliver an arm. She wanted me to make sure that the big guy got it.
I thought she summoned him in. Did she?
And you want to know the best part? I would have given it to him for free. She already paid for it, but he was so insistent on giving me the money right away.
Hey,
Sorry.
I'm gonna grab him by the collar.
Uh-huh.
That was actually most of my money, and Gronkum insisted that I help him, buy that. Could I maybe get that back if you're gonna be so disrespectful about
No returns. No returns. I will have you know I am a pretty high stake in the courts, thank you. And he will just like flick his little vest he has on. Like,
All right.
Didn't the hag summon him in? Or did he
she
summon
called
the
him.
hag?
She blew a
All right.
musical instrument to make him appear.
So why are
Like,
you at her
I
beck and
don't
call?
work for her. I am a self-serving individual.
She summoned you.
Oh, she called. She pays pretty well. I mean, I like stuff. Not gonna lie.
Stuff, huh?
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull Theris aside, just
Say party huddle.
sling an arm over his shoulder. He just seems like kind of a dumb agent of chaos. I don't think he's particularly menacing.
He could be a liar as well. He is Fae.
He could, yeah, but we have bigger things to worry about right now, I guess.
Do we need him
Here,
interfering
buddy,
here on out?
I'll ask you this: how do we get the arm off?
He kind of like looks around for Gronkum. It's like, so about that. Define off.
Not attached to his body?
Well, eventually he'll die one day and he won't need it anymore, and then it will kind of rot away.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure how it works. If you're here, I could take a little bit of a look, but I think that's going to take some working to remove.
Didn't you make the thing?
I helped them just a little bit. But yeah, the more he uses it, the further it grows. It's kind of ironic when you think about it.
Okay. And Duff's just like rubbing his forehead.
Wolfguard had one, but he could have picked it up if he wanted to, just to grab it. Like, I noticed his leg was a little wobbly.
I don't think you're gonna be able to convince him to get another weird limb attached.
Well, if you would have commissioned one, I wouldn't have been a cursed one. Now, whose fault is that, really?
I mean, we tried to get it commissioned, but you pulled a goof on us. You pulled a little.
A little bit.
Can you just tell us how to like maybe remove the curse or get started on that? Because that would be great. I can compensate you. I mean, Gronkum's gonna compensate you, but I can say he's gonna compensate.
You could remove the curse. Probably if you kill her.
I can also cast remove curse. That may work.
Kill the arm or kill Gronkum?
You people in your
hag.
Human magic.
To be fair, we could kill him and bring him back.
I think he means the hag.
He's like, he just looks at you like, kill what?
We could see what happens if you put 5 firebolts inside a centaur.
Satyr. But that would also be funny.
I want to kind of like reach into my my mind or whatever it is that I do, and
Uh-huh.
what does the staff or my hand or whatever feel about like absorbing this fey creature?
Roll a insight check with advantage.
Is it with advantage?
Mhm. That's a pretty damn good roll. A few things to note. You kind of think about this creature with its pathetic appearance as you kind of focus on it and kind of assess it. This creature is a lot more powerful than it looks. You don't think you could probably absorb a creature like this. And so far, you've only really been successful with more of like humanoid type souls.
Right. But I was curious.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, this is a little bit of too powerful of a fey entity to. You do see through his deception, though.
Get everybody like a group huddle.
Group huddle.
Group huddle.
Like so, he's not as pathetic as he's pretending to be, and I can detect that there's power in this creature that exceeds anything I could possibly do to it. In the way I've usually taken care of others to gain information.
So do you think he's lying about not being able to break the curse?
Probably, but he's much more powerful than he's pretending.
Well, he's not being particularly forthcoming with the help about the arm situation. What do you think we should do about it?
Do I have any possible insight to like how to deal with a fae like this, or what kind of bargaining?
Carefully.
Right, but anything either through my studies or through
All
what
you
I've
really
acquired.
know from what you've studied from the arcane is especially dealing with powerful fey creatures. Be very careful in your wording and be very careful what you agree to. You've already killed him once. He's not that powerful. You don't have to be strong to be powerful.
Ari can attest to that.
I don't know how y'all want to proceed. I could attempt to do what I've done before, but I don't think I could handle it.
Yeah, I don't think you should eat this one.
The captain at this time kind of walks in. He's like, any luck?
Not particularly.
Mm-hmm. He just kind of looks at him. Like, I hate archface. Is he gonna lock him up for you?
Starting to. No, it's probably pointless. I'm sure he'll get out. Should I send him on his way?
He's like, oh, no. And he goes ahead and you watch as he pulls off one of his red plate gloves. And you watch as he just takes one of the clawed fingers of the other glove and he just like cuts into his palm. And you watch as this black iron chain just comes out of his palm and wraps around the creature's leg and like adheres itself to the wall.
Oh.
He kind of puts the glove back on. He takes some damage.
No, Bale, this individual does not have enough titles to be an archfey.
That's just what he told you his name was. And he kind of looks back. He's like, you're one to talk. He just like throws him a death glance and then kind of like walks out the door.
Well, if the chains did damage to him, he's dead again.
No, it did damage to the guard.
The guard.
But he said Archfey. Does that trigger anything more knowledge I may know? Hearing him say
that.
Yeah.
So basically, from what you know of Archfey, he's not necessarily the measure of power. It does come with some measure of power, but it's more of his importance. So apparently he's impress someone enough to become even a lesser archfey of some sort. But while powerful, you don't get the sense like he's like one of the more powerful ones, but you get the feeling he does have to pertain to a few more roles. You kind of catch more onto what Ali was saying now, and specifically, it seems like one of the ones that might be in effect is he can't actually hurt you unless you hurt him first. But other than that, that's about the only thing that comes to mind specifically. No louder than
Yeah,
this
I'll
one.
share whatever knowledge I can recall to everybody.
And he kind of sits there, and he looks a little perturbed that he got sold out. He's like,
Dealing with Faye's a bitch, isn't it?
can I go now?
Doesn't look like it. I just walk off now.
And he's like stuck. He's like pulling on the chain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my friend wants to have words with you, and I do air quotations around the word. And I'll also walk away.
He's like, where's your friend?
We'll find him.
All right, so it's, I'm assuming Max probably leaves the room too. Do you leave the gem of Ari in the room?
Oh no, it's in my hands at all times.
Okay, so he's just like sitting in there, and he's just like calling Nudge, and he's like,
And as the door starts to close, I'm gonna be like, if you want to give us the hag, you can get your freedom, and then just close it and walk off.
he just kind of sits there. He does actually regenerate back his health, but he chooses to stay. He's just chilling out. Can't go anywhere now because of the stupid chain. All right, so you have him locked away. Anything else you want to do before we call it for the night? I think that's all of you.
I would like to hold the gem up to my face. Hey Ari, have you tried talking to Gronkum yet?
And do
You know,
another
through the-
minor illusion of,
through
I
the
can't hear you.
Wait, she can't hear me?
She can write messages. No, she can't hear. She can only see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll do a minor illusion too.
Okay.
Of words on a piece of paper.
We just see this giant mouth from the inside. Ari's used this giant mouth that's terrifying as it's moving.
It's sharp teeth.
Are you okay?
Another one. Have you talked to Theris about seeing if he can get me out?
It's a work in progress.
Assuming at this time I've had a chance to see it and look at it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looked at it.
Do I have any idea?
What was that?
Do I have any idea what this is or how to undo it? I mean, I'll try dispel magic. I'll throw a remove curse.
Yeah. So if you go through the whole gamut of the rituals and the identifies and the detect magics and the yada yada yada, more or less what you determine from it, in order to break this spell, there's probably the only two ways you could think of is you would need someone extremely powerful to cast dispel magic at like the highest level possible, or you need to fulfill the method of the sealing. So basically, and unfortunately, not by any means of your own, even though I did say what the conditions were, no one who actually was there could hear it. So the condition that she yelled out fell upon deaf ears, so to speak.
Was
So
until I burn an owl out of character speaking?
Yep.
Which is kind of ironic since I think I'm completely immortal in this.
You might be in that gem for a long time. But, so basically you need a 9th level dispel magic, or you need to fulfill the...
Dispel magic, even at cast at a 3rd level, can dispel a 9th level spell.
No.
It's just based on...
No, it specifically calls it out only a 9th level spell.
Okay.
9th level spells are just crazy in the first place, though.
Wow, if you cast three level spells,
You kind of got screwed over by your little wizard. Not intentionally, though. A minute of full casting with no interruptions did not bode well for you, my
I
friend.
thought she was trying to fly.
I'm so sad though that I was 1 away from passing that save. Had I passed that save, complete immunity to that spell. And judging from this, that's a permanent thing as well. She just could never cast imprisonment on me.
Yeah, you'll get out. You'll be okay.
I'll get out eventually. It's just, we
Although
gotta find someone who can get there.
Or,
How much is that gem worth with a little person inside of it?
see, there's bright sides here. You could go on a show. You guys could give up adventuring. You could make a show with the tiniest woman in the gem. Or, I mean, there are ways to determine what happened or what that word may be. You may have other spells that could help you with that.
Oh, I've got like 3 different divine type deals.
Oh. I mean, you got rest for the day, so if you got spell slots, you can blow them here unless you want to take off out of their area.
Well, I'll need to rest for my level 5 back.
Up to you guys. So you can safely long rest where they currently are for the night. There's a good amount of them.
No communes or ritual.
Oh, yeah. Feel free. You got the divine ones that require stuff. You just let me know what you want to ask.
So, what are magic pips, and why am I immune to them?
That was Techno adding notes.
Did I write pips? I did write pips.
There's
There's supposed to be pipes.
I like pips almost better. Like pip pip cheerio. Yeah, so that was immunity to the pipe.
Yeah, from the satyr.
So if you didn't get put to sleep, you were immune for 24 hours. Which still holds. Keep that in mind. Do you take the man's flute?
Oh yeah, any gear he had, we would have taken probably.
I figure as much. So yeah. So any spells you want to specifically cast? Or once you find out, I mean, you could just go to hell. There's got to be magic spells for that.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of them.
Well, hell can mean so many different things, man.
Could be
This is
personal.
Aren't we kind of in hell right now?
No,
Yep,
we're in the plane of fire.
You're in a chunk of a plane of fire that got pulled out of it.
Big
Little
difference.
Same
Damn it,
different.
my commune spell is yes, no questions.
Yes, no questions are always good.
She just said hell.
Basically,
What if there's a town called Hell? Then we could technically burn you there.
she wasn't specific.
It's worth a try.
But basically, death out of character. There's the 4 elemental planes kind of surround the Feywild's core material, Shadow Isle or Shadowfall, and the material, barring homebrew exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have, I'm trying to remember. I think it might be then you then have the lower and higher planes. The Abyss and Hell are 2 of the lower planes. Past that, then I believe you have the negative energy plane down on the lower side and the positive energy on the higher side.
The outer planes, your elementals.
The elemental planes are before the lower planes and higher planes.
There's a couple of different
Alright.
Yeah.
Depending on which edition's cosmology tree you want to follow.
Well, and then ours is even more fun because even most of the planes are empty of most things that would necessarily be there, and kind of got divvied up by what's left. Yeah, there looks like there's some people that probably are staff members of the competition, serving the food and the drink and whatnot, and making sure you guys don't kill each other. So you're probably the safest out of anyone. By the time you're there, Gronkum, it looks like they've gotten pretty much almost all the teams. The only teams that are noticeably absent,
It's us.
your team, obviously. They seem to have not found them. The Dark Elves are missing. Surprise, surprise. The Court of the Winter Queen is missing. The Explorers League is missing. One of the last groups to walk in is your dear friends from the eastern continent.
You mean the Westies?
The West East. The West Easties? Exactly. Bellinor is also
For
absent.
very obvious reasons.
Falkirk, they're there. Cynther's there. The bards are there, less a bard. And less Cello. Cello is not with them. The entire Tipsy Fox team is there. The Druids are missing. The Thieves are there, and the Doom Raiders are there.
Ask our current host if they have any high priests or magi that work that we could talk to. Maybe one of them could help us with the gem.
He kind of looks over, and Zeraphine kind of looks at you, and he translates a little bit for the words. And one of them, the captain, kind of looks. He goes, "Come with me," and he walks you down to the end of the hall. And you watch as he kind of opens up. It looks like this might be his chamber or maybe his office. You're not 100% sure. He goes and he pulls out a mirror and pulls a cloth off the top of it. And he goes ahead and just kind of puts his hand on it and kind of closes his eyes. Before you, in the reflection of the mirror, you see a young woman who kind of appears and steps through the mirror. She wraps her arms around and gives a big hug and a kiss. And she says, "Oh, hello." Let me get her to. Where'd she go? Victoria, nice to meet you.
Well met. I'm assuming from my question you're either a high priest or high magi.
She kind of looks like, "What did you get me into now?" It's like, no.
Just a simple question and help.
Sorcerer. It's like, I don't know specific. What do you need?
This Deft, can you show her?
Yeah, I hold out the gem.
And I explain the
let's
fight,
hear it.
what happened, and how it happened.
I'll wave if I see this person.
She kind of
Do
looks.
you
She's
have a
like,
way this can be undone that you're aware of?
she looks really confused. She's like, "A hag did this?"
Yes.
She's
Fairly
gonna.
powerful.
She goes through the same iterations of stuff you've done: detect magic, identify. She's kind of looking at things. She's like, "So, fill me in. So, what did you make a deal with this hag? Why? Where does this hag come in?"
We'll go through the
So-
whole backstory.
It all started back in
Mhm.
Gangcaster. I met the worst group of people possible.
She looks back like very quickly before the captain walks out the door, and she looks. It's just like, Davos,
Have you
you
eaten?
owe
You
me
might want to
more
sit
than
down.
dinner. And he just kind of laughs and walks out the door. She kind of looks around. She's like, "Okay, let's see." Kind of just thinking for a second. Like, well, she's gonna put Ari on a thing. She's like, "Well, I know. So I'm fairly certain the odds. I doubt we can kill your friend, but perhaps a disintegrate ray could damage the barrier enough to get her out."
Seems feasible.
Kind of looks. "What do you think, little one?" And she's like, "Disintegrate?"
You see, I don't love how that sounds.
She's like, And she goes ahead and she waves over to the gem, and the gem just starts floating towards her. She paces about the room, thinking it follows her around. It's like, no, that didn't work.
What if we hit it with 5 fireballs at one time?
Like, where would we ever get enough casters to cast 5 fireballs at one time?
I pull out the bolt.
So everybody looks
She
at Wilbur.
looks impressed. She's like inspecting it, like, this is amazing. Where did you get this?
From an alchemist.
He got turned to dust.
She's like, oh, unfortunate. She's like,
Yeah.
design, hold on, let me check. She's gonna pull out a book. This is a very interesting looking book. And I hide its identity so I can show you the picture.
We cast
I doubt
GM.
many of you. If any of you know what this is, I will be highly impressed. That's what the book looks like. She kind of waves her hand over it, and the locks and the
Looks
chains release.
familiar, but I can't place it.
And she's kind of like starts scrolling through the different pages, trying to find something that can perhaps help. It's like, aha!
High enough level to cast a disintegrate spell. Question is she high enough level to cast a 9th level spell?
Let's make sure. And she puts her hand on the book and starts just focusing. Strange. You note, Ari, you're kind of confused. You kind of got the sorcerer vibe from this one, but she's reading from a spell book. Seems a little strange to you. You're not sure what she's saying either, but she's
No,
going to go
but it's a good
ahead
time for her to practice reading lips.
and cast Legend Lore. And she's going to go ahead and describe the object that she has, and she's going to hold the gem. So let's see.
If
So some
she
interesting things
needs
happen.
and it can work, because I can cast it as well. I can help her out if need be with any extra information I know of the hag and possessions. Talk about the bell.
She's kind of like eyeing through all this, and she's feeling like what's within the gem. She's like, well, you guys are just full of surprises, aren't you? She's like, well, it appears we have one of 2 options. It's like, it seems the curse placed upon your friend, we could probably figure out what it is. There's a few rituals we could do to figure that out. It might take some time, but we could try to figure that out. Sure. I may know someone who can help out, but the price might be more than you're willing to pay.
And what would that price be?
I happen to know that my father would be very interested in that casing, and she points to the arrow. Not the orbs, and not even really specifically the arrow, but, I mean, do you have an extra casing?
I just try to look Wolfgard.
This is the only arrow.
It's like, I'm certain he would be willing to cast the spell and release your friend. But I leave it up to you. I mean, we could run a couple rituals. It might take a day or 2, but we can figure out what the condition was for this spell. This spell is far beyond my means, so I can't dispel it myself.
So she wants the casing for the bolt of many fireballs, right?
Yeah. Her dad wants it.
Would he be able to make more of them?
I specifically know, but this matches something along the lines that he was looking at recently of needing a solution for. And I think this would work. Not the fireballs, though. We don't need the fireballs. I just need the casing.
Or is it, if they took that apart, would that be basically like the beads from a necklace of fireballs?
Yeah, so you'd essentially have the 5 beads, but you would lose the casing that was designed by Burrs. He is now dead.
We could tie them onto different arrows or attach them somehow. Couldn't we have 5 different fireballs?
Potentially, it probably wouldn't. You could have individual ones, but you probably wouldn't be able to pull off a big one. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking
about. You'd have long term. You'd probably be better off for functionality, but it's up to you.
Just not the big
Maybe I'll find just an artifice that could actually make multiples of them if we had the original design.
Do you have the original design?
We have the bolt right here.
Right now, you do. If someone can recreate it, possibly.
Or I can cast legend lore later to try to get the info of it.
So, would you like to? Would you like me to contact my father?
Who's trapped in the gem again? I wasn't here when they got trapped in the gem.
Ari got trapped by a 9th level spell in a gem and can't come out until either one of 2 things happens. Even if you kill the hag, can't get out. You either have to fulfill the curse or the condition that was put on the imprisonment, or you need a 9th level dispel magic. So she says her father can give you a 9th level dispel magic. Or you can spend a couple of days and she can try to figure out what the condition is. But that's also a couple of days in your competition. Although it seems like you may be on break for a day. Your barbarian is also missing, though.
That's your call.
Although, Gronkum, you're not alone. You do have some company. Gronkum has the constant sound of rapper sounds in his ear as he hears small child eating.
Oh no.
Well, Ari is spared from the rapper sounds.
Gronkum!
Yes.
What you doing?
I've been separated from the group. I am stuck in this room.
I know. They turned off all the TVs. Someone brought me real food, too. It's pretty good. It doesn't taste like chocolate, but it's not bad.
Who brought you food?
That nice lady with the white hair.
Do I have any idea who she's talking about?
The only people with the white hair would be the dark elf. And you look in front of you. You look in front of you, though. The entire dark elf team is still missing.
You should not trust the people with the white hair. Do not eat anything they've given you.
And you just hear the sound of this clattering thing as she just it sounds like she threw a plate across her room. She's like, "Get away from me! I'm not eating your poison!" And you just hear this sweet old lady's voice just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dear. What's the problem?" And then it clicks you.
Oh my god.
She's not talking about a dark elf. She's talking about a senior citizen. Like, I know what you're up to. I'll cut you.
We didn't say that one. Anyway.
And then you just hear her sitting down, and she just kind of picks at the food.
We did not give that one a knife, at least.
She's like, "Oh, hold on. Oh, hi." And you just hear this weird sound. It's like, "Are you here to help my friends?" Wait, what's that? And you just hear clink, 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 clink.
Someone just kidnapped her. Rat Man is going to be so mad.
Rat Dad, come in. We need help.
And it goes quiet. Any other magic or things you want to do before we call it? I'll let it up to you. I got nothing else to do.
I'm having
before we
the worst.
Not exactly a lot Ari can do.
That's going to be Wolfguard's call, wouldn't it? With the fireball thing.
Well, you have a couple options. So Wolfguard could give up the casing, keep the the balls of fireball. You could take some time, figure out what it is. You could always just Gronkum's not here, or otherwise you can just have Gronkum smash it.
Pretty sure it's indestructible.
Or you could always go with Disintegrate. I think Disintegrate's a perfect idea.
I'm still pretty sure it's indestructible.
I'm
I
interested
sent you
to
a
see what will
message.
happen as a Disintegrate being a student of the arcane.
You
And the
know
divine.
that Disintegrate can penetrate certain barriers that other things can't. Whether this is one of those, you're not 100. You're not familiar with this spell much at all. But like the Odaluk's Resilient Sphere, you have a feeling that would probably work. And this is kind of similar in what you've maybe have studied, but it's just such a powerful spell beyond kind of what you've really gotten into at this point.
Yeah, and I'll never be able to do it either. I priest of the arcane, not an actual mage.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I guess that is an interesting thing. It does not specify it can't be disintegrated. It just specifies that it can't be cut or broken.
It also doesn't specify
It
what
doesn't say
happens
that
to
you'll
the
survive.
content.
That's true too.
So, like, disintegrate on the resilient sphere just will break the sphere. It won't actually hurt what's inside, but I don't know. She can do disintegrate, though. She's more than happy to do it for you.
No reason. I mean, I don't
Unless,
even know.
I mean, it's up to you, Dark.
Why do I have to be neutral good?
Neutral good. Well, the downside is, too, the whoever ended up picking up Burz's housing probably has that plan. Do you give up your dream to save your friend?
Define friend.
Cooperation through mutual survival.
I'm gonna look at it. Your father would happen to know any skilled artificers that could just make a duplicate of it.
I mean, ours has to be a lot bigger than that, I'm sure.
So is there any chance I could get this back later somehow?
I mean, I don't have a
Anything's
feeling
possible.
we'll meet again, but it wouldn't be impossible. I mean, I don't really live here. I'm just visiting. And he just kind of like blushes in the corner. She's like, ugh. Just help them and be on your way. Like,
Fine. I'll give up the bolt of any fireball.
just, hold on, I'll just take a second. You just watch as she like expands her hands out, and you just watch all the orbs just kind of like detach themselves out and float over, and then she just lines them up using telekinesis on the table, like on this nice little cloth. Like, all right, they should be good. All right, hold on one second, and she's gonna go ahead. Like, hold on.
Actually, I'm gonna. So, by the chance, where do you guys live?
Long question. Hold on one second, and she goes ahead and she casts a sending spell. She's like, starts talking. Like, yeah, I think it'll work. In a gem. Yeah, I know. I love you too. And then you just watch as another figure appears in the mirror. This figure does not look nearly as nice. It's a humanoid-looking individual, kind of strange-looking eyes, in a long robe, short hair, and he just kind of like hovers as he moves, and he kind of slowly like hovers out towards you. And to his side, a small little What are the baby beholders called? I forget. They have a specific name.
I do not recall.
Yeah, a tiny little beholder following behind him to his right. It's like, oh, and he goes ahead and gives her a big hug. Like, let me see it. That's, yes, this is. And he kind of looks at it and he waves his hand over and casts a spell. And he looks and he's like, which one of you owns this?
I raised my hand.
Like, where did you get this?
Alchemist made it for me to shoot 5 fireballs at a single person. Unfortunately, he was killed.
He's gonna kind of like cast a spell, just like looking at you. Really? Yeah. He's like, and he's gonna cast a spell and kind of concentrate on it. It's like, well, good news, friend. Your friend's not dead. In fact, I know your friend quite well.
Wait, the alchemist?
Sure. I mean, you can call that one the alchemist. I mean, I've never been a big fan of his clones, but
Clones?
So,
This is so deep.
it's like, complicated. Let's not get into that. I try to avoid him whenever possible. It's like, that old man is the most infuriating person I've ever met and worked with in my life.
I know, because he's me. I knew I'd have done something great.
The twist.
No, actually, I need you guys to roll investigation checks as you're having this conversation.
And I'm there too. And
Oh,
I
shit.
see nothing.
That's normal.
He goes and he kind of like reaches up to shake the hands of you guys, and you just all look so awkward and jittery. And then Theris, you rolled a natural 20. He just kind of reaches over to you and shakes your hand and just kind of like smiles. He's like, so, where's the gem?
So what do I notice from
right
this
here?
investigation?
No, he just seemed more impressed by you.
Okay.
You get the feeling he may have also noticed your little friend, but
Yeah.
he's less intrigued. He's old. What you notice there is he's intrigued by you. This is not a human. It looks like a human, but you notice by his hands, there's 2 little eye stalks wrapped around like little eye extension tentacles on each hand. And there's like subtle movements beneath his robe.
Do I have any idea what he may be, or
But gauging by the beholder following in them, this is some sort of beholder.
just with like a polymorph type thing or something going on?
No, perhaps one just so old it's recreated itself so many times. It probably intentionally designed itself to be this way. And she did say it was her dad, but you get the feeling that's probably more of a title
Right.
than in actuality.
I just kind of
Father figure, more or less.
smile, impress as well, and give a polite bow.
He kind of says, he goes ahead and he disassembles the shaft of the bolt. He just specifically wants the casing. And he's, well, I doubt he even knows about this one, but I'll let his children be about themselves. And he goes ahead and goes, all right, bring her over.
I will bring up the gem.
I'll wave at the individual.
Like, let's see, he kind of flicks it. Like, a hag made this? It smells fiendish. Are you sure this is a hag?
Explain what we know about her and what we've seen, descriptions. But it would appear that it is a hag.
She's a lot prettier than she used to be, which is not a good thing for a hag, which was very confusing. She must be in a disguise. He's just kind of like, he just starts laughing. He's like, it's like, I really hate to be a bother, but I'm gonna keep this. You really didn't need me.
What?
He's like, you had the answer you needed all along.
What does that mean?
And that answer would be?
He kind of looks over. He kind of like sniffs at you, Deft. It's like, that explains enough.
You just have to light herself on fire and hold the gem.
He goes over and he goes, hey, Davos, why don't you show the kid how it's done? And he just kind of looks at him strangely. Like, warm it up. And you watch, he just kind of sits there and red fire emanates from his hand, like hotter red fire than you are making. The gem begins to crack and shatter. Ari, you watch as you feel yourself jetted out, as you just hear like a shattering sound. It almost feels like the shatter spell kind of like went off in your ears, but you kind of come to and you're sitting in front of your friends. Ironically, get it? Burn in hell. Hellfire. Oh. Like, oh well. Come on, Andrew. And the little beholder follows him back into the mirror.
His name is Andrew. That's great.
It's his butler. I shit you not, I have his character card too. It's literally, his name is Andrew the Butler. He is a little tiny beholder that follows him around.
Wait, is that where what's his name ended up?
That is the guy that James is about to meet in the other campaign. He's old.
Ari will stand up and then immediately turn to hug Deft.
Yeah, I just like tackle her.
No one even asked about the barbarian the entire time, Gronkum. They've all been worried about the sorcerer and the gem.
To be fair, the sorcerer has not really been able to speak much or see probably most of the people.
Probably about by the time that he was having that conversation with Madeline and you guys did this, probably about the time you just heard the earring dropping to the ground. Clink, 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 clink.
I'll look around.
So you'd both hear the awkward quiet at the exact same time, and you can now talk.
Where's Gronkum?
You can hear this, Gronkum.
He got banished. We're not exactly sure where he ended up. We were hoping you could contact him through the earring.
Hey, Gronkum, you there?
Death?
Yeah. Did you hear what just happened to Madeline?
I heard some clinking. I thought that might be you.
No,
Madeline?
that was Madeline. She's been taken.
I am definitely listening in.
So yeah, you all catch up on the current events. So as far as you know, Madeline is no longer responding to the earring. The earring was dropped on the ground from the sounds of it, unless it's something else, it just sounds like it. And she also yelled at an old lady.
I guess here's hoping that it was the rat man that got to her.
That wouldn't be a great thing, but it kind of sucks to say that that's the best case scenario, huh?
Why wouldn't that be a great thing?
What's the worst case scenario?
Hag.
Dark elves.
The worst case scenario is the rat man's gonna kill someone.
Ratman's not too bad. Just don't fight him in the shadows with a bunch of rats. Yeah, we'll pause there for tonight. We'll pick up next week.
Oh, also, Gronkum would tell the rest of the party where he's at and the current situation, as
Yeah,
far as he knows.
Gronkov's having a great time right now. Lots of food. They're trying to it almost seems Gronko. Roll an intelligence check before we sign off here.
Yay, my lowest stat.
But it could be your best
You
roll
got
ever.
this.
That makes it even better when you get it. Today's a good day.
It is
But
interesting.
you can't shake this feeling, Gronkom. It feels like perhaps they're trying to divert your attention away from something that they don't want you to know about. But then they bring out a half hog, and you completely forget your woes and indulge. Yeah, we'll pause there for tonight.
Did you see my message earlier
Which one?
about talking to the people that are in charge?
Oh, no, I did not. Hold on. Let me see these. I'll answer these too.
I'll be right.
Yeah, so you can easily find them. There's probably several of the rune keepers. So those are more of the magical students of the kingdom. Come to think of it, you remember seeing a lot of runes throughout the competition. You get the feeling that's probably like their primary focus in magic here. There's several you could approach to. Anything you specifically want to ask them?
Yeah, why I'm currently stuck where I'm at.
Shut up, just a safety precaution. Picked up some weird possible intrusions, and we just wanted to check it out to make sure no one's cheating. So we're letting everyone have a quick break. If they're able to deter, there's a couple of teams that are in predicaments that will be safe in the predicaments they're in.
Well, barbarian team cheated. They brought in a satyr.
The barbarian team. I'm unable to find the barbarian team.
They're in
Satyr?
the plane of fire, or whatever it's called.
Sorry, I'm not super familiar. I've never competed myself. I believe I think there are satyrs somewhere inside. So that might not be too awkward. Why would that be an issue? Are you saying they put him in a bag and brought him here?
No, they brought him here through some magical means.
All right, I'm back.
Well, if they brought him through magical means, we would have detected that.
Did you detect that?
Well, I wouldn't have detected it, but I'm sure someone would have.
Oh, did you also detect the barbarian team massacring everyone except for 2 people in their team to turn them into giant creatures?
He kind of just looks and he's like, it's hard to explain. Disturbing nonetheless, but it is magic. I'm not sure. They're trying to look into it, but obviously, and he kind of points around the room. We've been unable to ascertain the current whereabouts. You get the feeling that probably may be part of the concern, or at least part of the cause as to why they're holding up everyone now.
Well, if you let me go back to the rest of my team, I can show you exactly where they're at.
Sure, where are they?
In the plane of fire.
And they kind of go ahead and you see one pulls up a stone and they start focusing on it as they use a little scrying orb. I'm sorry, I can't find your friends. I don't see them anywhere there.
Great. Just, oh,
I'm sure they'll turn up. Don't worry.
Well,
Besides, you guys
tap on the
raised your...
earring.
Oh, you hear the tapping?
Where are you guys?
Deft, where are we?
See, we're in the plane of fire, mini dimension. That's all I got.
He keeps
You
saying-
cut out at the end.
Oh, my bad. We are somewhere. That's it. I don't know.
Apparently somewhere in the mini plane of fire.
Just
You
ask
go
the
ahead.
guard.
Relay the message, and he sits there. It's like, we don't have a mini plane of fire.
That's where I was. That's where my team's at. The earrings are working, so
Now, is that all mental, or do we hear Def like speaking out loud and know that she's communicating with him?
Oh no, you can hear Def speaking out loud. Def's just commenting on what Def's hearing.
So can we deduce from the one side of the conversation she's trying to explain where we're at?
Actually, no, it's not Def. I'm sorry, it's Ari who has the. Oh no, Def could probably overhear with the necklace over the earring. If you,
Or is Ari?
no, it is kind of mental. You can speak. It's up to you. You can kind of whisper, speak.
I just didn't know if it's something
yeah.
I would hear to give input on.
Yeah, and you can choose to like speak aloud too. It's not
Yeah,
like
you could at the very least hear Ari's portion of the conversation.
What are you talking about? Were you talking to me?
Oh no, Gronkum was asking where we were. Do you know where we are?
Where's he?
He's at some safe room. Apparently when he was sent away, he got this blue flash and appeared in a safe room with a bunch of other teams.
is that what
Can he
happened?
get back to
Yep.
us?
You got banished, and you got caught up in a spell that basically prevents you from being banished to random places, and you ended up in a centralized safe room.
Can he be sent back to us?
No, he stayed in the safe room. He never popped back.
Durst wants to know if you can make it back to us.
Well, that's what I'm trying to put these. And he points over his shoulder at the guy he's been talking to.
They can't see him. It's just Vogue.
It's just words that he's pointing.
Employees of the competition
Well,
said that
Tell
there
them it's the
isn't.
place with like the fire giants and the dragon.
Did you tell him that we had to travel through a gym to get here?
They said that there's not a mini fire plane as part of the competition this year.
What about the temple we were in with the gym? Do they know where that was?
Yeah, did you tell them how we got here?
I'll do that now.
All right, so the little dwarf's just sitting there looking at you. What do you want to say to the dwarf?
Well, we were in this temple,
Mhm.
and there was a statue with a big gem on it. We put fire on it. We got transported to the fire plane.
That sounds very complicated and scary.
No.
Let me find someone who can help you.
That's a good idea.
And she kind of like slowly walks away, keeping an eye on you.
I will follow.
And, like
Alright,
several
you
dwarfs
said
just
he's in
kind
a
of look
safe
at you.
place, Ari?
Yeah, he's in some kind of safe room or something.
Well, we
With a
could
bunch of other
rest.
teams.
You and I could probably get all of us to where he is. I need to rest before I can cast that many more powerful spells, but we could banish our group and go where he is, maybe? Maybe that's where it takes us?
Maybe.
That's what happened to me. Is William still a giant eagle?
No.
No, I'm sure the polymorph's worn off by now. / he's probably dropped the concentration on it.
He's back to normal.
Well, regardless, by the sounds of it, we're going to be at the very least taking a breather for the next while, so we'll decide exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, Def, you have time to
In the
get that
morning.
done. We'll do that last for you, Deft.
Okay.
So before we leave, William was kind of like, all right, before you turn in for the night, he's going to use one of his 4th level spell slots, or his 3rd, 4th, right? 4th. To cast Sending. Huh. That's interesting.
What is interesting?
I couldn't find her.
You couldn't find her. That's really great to hear.
And that's where we'll end this week.
Why do you do this to me? I just want nice things.
The satyr is locked up in the, yeah, they have it.
I know that was in character.
I know.
I think so. Do you guys still have the satyr?
We saved him just for you, Gronkum.
Yep, we
Good.
still have him.
I want to have words with him.
See, that's what I told him.
It wasn't me. He's like, the orc's coming back?
Yes.
Alright. We'll pause there. Otherwise, I'll never go to sleep.
Alright. Oh, Nobel, how fried is your brain?
Semi-decently fried. What you got?
Alright. Well, the question will be no to the